Welcome back to another week of the grind session. D. Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy, and Coach No Maestro. Happy birthday to Thomas Rainey, the Maestro. He is taking the day off to spend with the family.
Well, happy birthday, Maestro. We started this thing. It was one guy, Darryl McCoy, jumping ship. Two guys. Then the Maestro joined. It's kind of like the NWO. And speaking of the NWO, Darryl McCoy, we just learning it is official. Condolences to the bad guy, Scott Hall, former NWO threesome there that began that, right? Passed away not too long ago, within the last couple of hours that WWE reported. So if you're a wrestling fan during the 90s, Darryl McCoy, he had a hip surgery, had complications, just going in for a simple hip surgery.
So Razor Ramon
passed away.
Wow. Had
3 heart attacks overnight, and was on life support. His family took him off. So if you're a wrestling fan, you're hurting pretty bad. But thoughts and prayers, and if you're a wrestling fan, I know that's got you shook up, right?
You hate to see that because it's so, the wrestling world is so known for steroids and stuff like that, and we lose so many of them legends early, and you just hope that it wasn't anything like that, because with Kevin Nash, Buff Bagwell, Hogan, the NWO, it was definitely rampant, in that group, and I hate for the family, and I hate for the fans that we lost him.
Yeah, if you go think about that, how many people as an athlete go in for that hip surgery when they're in their mid-50s, and you think, okay, it's a pretty common surgery nowadays, and you come out and then you suffer complications, suffer 3 heart attacks. My goodness. But again, what a tremendous performer he was. But Darryl McCoy, unbelievable. We came in like a wrecking ball the last 2 years. You better believe it, over 100,000 viewers for that 15th region tournament.
Yeah, once again, thanks to our sponsors for making it happen. This year, people don't understand the behind-the-scenes stuff. They don't understand that it costs more money to do the 15th region tournament than any other region combined.
Right.
So our sponsors are the ones that made it happen. But, going in, the people, our viewers, ended up showing out championship game. It was just we wiped the floor with the competition, and all around, and one day we're going to have a behind the scenes, and we're going to tell the dirty tricks that's throughout, some of the way that, may have been treated during certain times, certain weeks. It will come out.
Right.
We'll do a behind the scenes uncensored podcast or something, but to still take and run over the competition like we did, that just nothing could have made us happier, and it was you folks at home and our sponsors that made it happen.
It was the community partners jumped on board with Darryl McCoy, Thomas Rainey. I'm just going to tell you right now, I said it in a social media post, the work that Darryl McCoy and Thomas Rainey did for this thing to come off, unbelievable. They really have a passion and love for student athletes in this area and bringing it to you like only they can.
You and David do just as much as me and Thomas.
Well, listen, I love it, and I love doing whatever I can. But listen, there's no doubt about it. What Thomas Rainey and Darryl McCoy pulled off, and like you said, maybe one day the behind-the-scenes expose on everything that goes on, some of the dirty tricks and shenanigans that go on. Yeah, we'd love to show you that, and I know you'd love to hear about it. 100,000 viewers. We came in like a Mack truck.
Now, I tell you what, Coach. I will tell somebody. I will tell people this, and this is kind of a little trailer to the uncensored. If you ever think about going in the media, if you got any weak mind about you, don't do it, because this is the dirtiest and cutthroat business that I've ever seen in my life. And you can't be a normal person, have a normal person attitude, and survive in this business. Right.
Thick skin.
Yeah. So, listen, big show. We had a ton of stuff happen. The state or the region tournament, of course, you mentioned that. We've got state tournament action. We got girls action. We got boys action. And we got the 8th grade all-mountain team. We'll release the player of the year, the coach of the year, the first, second, third, honorable mention teams. You guys don't want to miss this show. It's a great show tonight.
Yeah. Hey, big time show. 8th grade. Yeah, we've, again, unlike any prior generation, I believe, or prior last 2 years, junior high basketball is at fever pitch right now. You know their names, you know where they play, you know the rivalries, unlike prior places, because of what? Because of what we did from day one till now. So I know they're wanting to see.
It's making high school ball a lot funner,
Yeah.
and it means a lot more, because you got people from across the state wanting to know, this kid and that kid, and the thing that that ties us to them is because they use the nicknames that we've gave them, and that's the interesting thing. You see these players coming up, and now they get to do it on the high school level, and you've been told about them 2-3 years in middle school. That's and this next crop's coming in. We seen Jaden Stewart, the beast from the East.
Yeah.
In the region tournament. He was maybe the story of the tournament with that 33-point, 14-rebound performance that he had in the semifinals to punch his team's ticket, and not only punch his team's ticket, but knock off a very good Betsy Lane team.
Off a very good Betsy Lane team, and Jaden Stewart arrived just in the nick of time for that Pike Central team. And going back to that, when you talk about these all-mountain teams and you say, do they matter at that age? Yeah, you better believe they matter. Yeah. Why? And I'm just going to give you an example why. This matters statewide and on the national scene. 2 years ago, year and a half ago, Darryl released all-mountain team for the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Well, Vision Elite, multiple other AAU programs that play on the national scene reached out to Darryl. They reached out to me. They even reached out to Braxton, because Braxton was actually working out with them some, and said, who are the guys we need to go after? And what did they go and do? They went to that all-mountain team. Carter Parsons, Will Rowe. I can go on down the list of the 2026 Vision Elite team that they specifically heard us talking about and said, look, we're going to go based off what Darryl McCoy is saying on this Carter Parsons kid. He can play, or Will Rowe, or whoever the case may be. So does it matter? Yeah, it matters in a big-time way, because it's just another platform.
Yeah, it is. And, we've seen numerous AAU teams say, we go down y'all's list, and, if they need a big, they'll go in there and look and see who the big is.
Yeah.
And, that's something, we got a lot of exciting things this off-season planned, including a big baseball and softball season. But with the website dropping, it's just going to be twice as much for these kids. So you guys definitely want to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Coach Diaz, we're sitting here live from Glenn Martin Hammond's office. He's awesome. He's got us a studio here that, week in, week out, we're doing a show here live from the Glenn Martin Hammond law office here in Co-Run. I don't want to go any further into this segment without mentioning, in my mind, the biggest story of the weekend. And we're going to talk, region tournament, stuff that happened in region. We're going to talk, all that. But let's talk about the Logan Lady Wildcats winning the state title, bringing a state title, first girls basketball state title back to Logan. Which Logan, if you know anything about basketball, in West Virginia, it's looked at, as Paintsville or somewhere like that. It's a power.
Mm-hmm.
Great athletes, great high school, great program there. But to do what they done, I was sitting right there courtside at that game, Coach, and Natalie Blankenship. She's we've said it for her and Audrey Evans from Tug Valley. They're two little pests.
Right.
They're gnats.
Mm-hmm.
They're them camp. Sight gnats that you just try to swat away and they won't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you really got to see what exactly Natalie Blankenship could do. They come in playing the number one player in the state for Fairmont Senior, held her to 9 points. She ended up fouling out in the third quarter.
Right.
And Peyton Ilderton come in, led the team in scoring with 13. Listen, at the end of the first quarter, score was 3-2.
Yeah, I saw that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah.
And but I mean, Coach Gertz, along the way, Abby Myers, you had the Krause girl, the freshman, Elkins. I mean, you just had a Micah Dalton. You had a lot of pieces step up in this run, and it was one of them that day. Anybody that says, hey, the most talented team always wins, you need to go watch that game.
Right.
Because they was clearly, if you look at the eye test, number one player in the state, player of the year, she's going to WVU. Teammates look like a college team out there, and Logan went in there and showed, how much dog they had in their fight and come out with that victory. Brought a state title back, first state title of the year in basketball. Brought it back to the mountains and, had a big parade. Peyton Ilderton, we've sung her praises forever. And imagine all the work she's put in, all the disrespect she's had throughout her career, and she gets to end up with the state title.
Isn't that funny how that works? Usually the hardest worker, best player, gets the most hate, most disrespect. Why? Because they separate themselves. It bothers the average. It bothers the ones that's not putting that work in. And God always arrives on time. Yep. Darryl McCoy, we talk about it all the time. You better believe it. He's going to arrive on time, put you on a big-time platform to show the world, yeah, you have faith, you work hard, good things happen. But listen, we've talked about this before we went on the air. Peyton, I got my first look at her. You said, Coach Keathley, come down to this Martin County Girls League, Women's League. Watch this young lady play. She delivered in a big-time way, and you have said it for a long time. She could be one of, if not the best player in the mountains. Listen, there's 3 or 4 people that's in running for that Player of the Year. You better believe she's at the top of that list.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see right here, they ended up winning 27-26, and she just collapsed at mid-court because she plays so hard and ended up collapsing. She said the only thing she wanted after the game was a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And you bet that NIL money wherever she lands, Dr. Pepper needs to be hitting her up. Yeah,
hit her up.
Be on all my commercials.
Yes, you better believe it.
So, but no, Peyton's a kid that Coach, for many years we've sung her praises. If you've watched Peyton Ilderton play, you can see, this girl is a girl that, in my mind, may have been the best pure point guard in her class. And that says a lot because Cassidy Rose in that class.
Yeah, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, so when you talk pure point guard, she may be the best. Just the way she gets after on both ends. Cassidy, now her court vision is second to none. It's superior.
Yeah.
But Peyton, the way that she comes to work with them Patrick Ewing knee pads.
She does. Yeah.
She's letting you know, hey, I'm punching the time clock. I'm coming in here to work. This is a business trip.
Yeah.
And the way she led that young group, and the way that they really bought in, Coach Gertz, he believed in Peyton. He gave Peyton the ball. And honestly, the state championship, she probably played the worst game of her life. She missed a lot of bunnies. Ended up leading the game in scoring anyways, but hit clutch free throw after clutch free throw down the stretch. But this is a girl that the Marshalls of the world.
Yeah.
You take and if you're EKU, if you're Murray State, if you're Marshall, if you're anywhere like that,
Moorhead.
You better hit Moorhead.
Yeah.
You better hit Peyton Ilderton up because this girl. She's not only a star, she's a girl that's going to come in and able to produce right away on the next level.
Well, you bring up a point here about she may not have had her game. She didn't play normally how she plays in that championship game. Folks, you got to remember, why does that happen a lot of times in big-time environments for big-time players? Well, guess what? They're getting the defense's best shot every time down the floor. The pressure is on their shoulders. They're alleviating pressure for other players. So remember, when that big-time player maybe doesn't drop 25, guess what? They're still delivering other ways because that game plan is totally on Peyton to stop her. So it's opened up other areas for other players. Like you said, she delivered big when she needed to.
Yeah. Okay, Coach, we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to tell you guys about a couple mountain boys that did some big things this weekend on the collegiate level. And don't forget, guys, later on in the show, we got the 8th grade all-mountain team coming up. If you're watching, hit that like and share button. We'll be right back from Glenn Martin Hammond's office. If you're looking for a man that's going to protect Pike County like he protects his family and community, vote for Paul Howard Jr., Pike County Attorney in 2022. A vote for Paul Howard Jr. is a vote for a better Pike County.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today. and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, I'm Coach Craig Cox. I'm a 20-year college coaching veteran who's passionate about teaching students the skills to be successful in college and in life. Did you know that the retention rates for four-year colleges and universities in the U.S. is only 62%? So out of every 10 college freshmen, only 6 will return back for their sophomore year. 4 will not. Do you have a college student or a high school student with aspirations of going to college? Then let us help them learn the skills and give them the tools to be successful. Visit our website at www.oneofonelifeskills.com and sign up for a free info session. Together, we can change these percentages. Have a blessed day.
All right, guys, we are back here live from Glenn Martin Hammond's office. Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy here on the Grind Session, the Bluegrass's biggest basketball show and the biggest basketball show in the mountains.
Yes.
Now, Coach, I can't wait for this all-mountain team because we expanded our area, and we got quite a few West Virginia kids on this one too. So you definitely want to make sure you tune in for this 8th grade all-mountain.
Right. Let me just say this. Understand, this is an all-mountain team, not an all-15th region team, not an all-district team. This covers the mountains and beyond, a little bit of the 14th, a little bit of West Virginia, Darryl McCoy. If you're on this list, ladies and gentlemen, parents, go ahead, Darryl.
The thing is, Coach, the 16th region should be on it too, but we didn't feel that we done the work that we needed to do in the 16th region. So, next year we're going to have somebody full-time in that 16th region, and they'll be added in as well, just in time for Caleb Bremer and that class. So,
good player.
You said it, if you make this team, it don't matter whether you're honorable mention or whether you're first team. There's not a big gap difference between first team and down on honorable mention.
Not at all.
So if you're mentioned on this list, you're a big-time baller. And by the way, guys, want to let you guys know, I think we got the weekend planned out. I think it's the 15th and 16th of April. That weekend will be the D&D Sports All-Star Game, middle school All-Star Game.
The All-Star Game.
Yes.
D&D Sports All-Star Game. Unbelievable last year. Fans sold out of concessions, ladies and gentlemen. Location?
3 times sold out concessions.
Three times sold out concessions. Never been done before. Unbelievable talent. I'm hearing rumors of 2 prime locations there on McCoy.
There's 2 locations. Honestly, we're still kicking around. Do we want to do Kentucky, West Virginia, or do we want to do the David versus Darryl again?
Right.
And we're still trying to kick that around, so that'll have a lot to do with the location. But this year, guys, over the next few weeks, we'll start getting them invitations sent out for the All-Star Game. We cannot wait. Big things planned. And, we got a lot of AAU coaches. We've had some small college coaches that said they're going to come. Some of them said that a couple of them said they couldn't make it, but they would be tuning in. Want us to get the link, but we've had 3 commit to come, and that's big on the 8th grade boys. Girls, you usually see them, but boys, you don't see it a lot for 8th graders.
Well, I'm going to break it down to you. 4 AAU programs that's going to tune into it that are nationally ranked, that are covered by SHU programs, that are covered by legendary people. Here we go. NYBA Elite out of Nashville, ranked top 20 in the country. Guess what? They'll be tuning in. Team Loaded out of West Virginia just started up. Guess what? Caleb Bremer plays on that. That young man, they're going to be tuning in, checking that out. We've got Team Boo Williams out of Virginia. They'll be tuning in, checking it out. Vision Elite, be checking it out. You better, if you get that invitation, you better be in the building that night, because I'm telling you right now, if you want to be a part of a SHU brand AAU program, and that ain't everything. If you're part of another one, that's fine. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, if you want to be on a national stage, jump on board. Be ready for that invitation, Darryl McCoy.
Yeah, you love the gauntlets, and listen, I love them kept getting on board. We got some great, grassroots AAU teams around.
Brickshot.
Yes, they just went and wiped out the Charleston Hustle tournament again.
2 championships back to back.
West Virginia Generals may be the best
good.
AAU for high school.
Really good.
You take and you look at what the Future Stars Kentucky, or I think it is. That's another big one that's going on. Matt's Mustangs.
Yeah, you've got On Point Ballers.
So
but
a lot of grassroots programs.
And I do want to mention that Brickshot, led by Eric Rash and Zaid Rash and Carter Jude and Brody Little, Cole Stallone. They added Tyler Weddington, the monster in the middle, 2.0. They added him. This team's legit, ladies and gentlemen. They're winning by 20 plus. No knock on those guys at all. Those guys can go and hang and bang with anybody.
They can, and before we get to the rest of the show here, I want to read a couple people's comments. Julia Epling says, "Happy birthday, Maestro." We also got Billy Chambers, as always, watching from West Union, Ohio. We got looks like David Tiny Cottle says, "Hello guys, my favorite show, and thank you for all you guys do." Said, "I just absolutely love this show." And then Janice Roden watching from New Boston, Ohio. So definitely thank all you guys for tuning in. Hit that like and share button. Get these numbers up. Coach, we promised a couple Mountain kids doing big things. Check this out. Jacob Rice, Mason Blair, leading CU Harrodsburg to a national title, D2 national title. How about that?
Unbelievable. 2 guys coming together from the same area, same location.
Same school.
Yeah, same school. You talk about guys that can flat out light it up, put up numbers. Yeah, CU Harrisburg knew Darryl McCoy. If we grab those 2 young men, we've got 2 important pieces. NCCAA Division II national champions, National Christian College Athletic Association. Oh, yeah, Division II, cutting down nets to end a career. Big time Darryl McCoy, because those 2 guys are as legit as they come that's played in the D&D sports area the last 6 years.
Yeah, huge. Them 2, we seen Jacob Rice. He's one of them kids that exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Mason Blair, everybody knew that kid could score with the best of them. But Jacob Rice went to Moorhead.
Yeah.
It ended up Preston Spradlin walking by intramural league and was like, wow, let me check this kid out. And, ended up offering him a scholarship. Come on to Moorhead, went on a tournament run, won conference, went on the NCAA tournament run. By the way, we will get back to the NCAA tournament later in the show as well. But, and then he transfers, with that shot he got there, made ESPN's top 10 with the half-court shots at practice. Yeah. And, I mean, you think about that. A kid went from playing intramural basketball, not getting one offer out of high school, to being a big part of the program at Moorhead, and then getting a chance to go to lead a program to a D2 national title. You never know the Lord's plan.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you guys, guess what? I'm a fan of CU Harrisburg. I checked them out on ESPN Plus a couple of different games when they were playing Division I opponents, and I said, oh yeah, this team in their division, in their level, they're going to give people problems. Little did I know they'd be cutting down nets at the end of the year.
Yeah, Austin Sparrow doing a good job up there. You hate to see Isaiah May. He left the team a little bit early, and you hated to see that.
That's tough.
I'm sure, hey, if I'm Alice Lloyd, I'm banging that door down. Isaiah, come on over to Pippa Passes. But, just a big shout out to them boys there at CU Harrodsburg, Coach. Now let's talk about the girls, how the season ended here in the region. The region, really no upsets. It was chalk all the way through.
Yeah.
You had Paintsville knocked off. Who'd they beat in that first round?
Well,
Belfry.
Yeah.
And that was the only non-district winner that lost was Belfry.
Yeah.
So Paintsville ended up winning that. Paintsville, they showed up really strong. I mean, they had a good showing. Emmy Priest and crew, Ava Hayden, they really come and represented Paintsville really well, just come up short. But Lawrence County, in the title game, took it to overtime, and, Pikeville ended up winning, but let me ask you, in overtime, what did you think about the way that Lawrence County played the overtime period.
Well, here's my deal, right? Guess what, folks? Lawrence County had a 2-point lead in overtime with the ball. Okay, this is my deal. I'm not, and again, I know it's young kids. I know they've not been there, but Darryl McCoy, they rushed that shot opportunity. I can't remember exactly how that transpired. Was it a turnover? Was it a missed shot? But they could have pulled it out.
There was 2 plays in a row where they ended up turning it over. And, my thing, I was like, why did you get away from the horse that brought you? Kinsley Feltner, that ball should have never left her hands in overtime.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have pulled a Tommy McKenzie when I had a 2-point lead, and I would have dribbled it out. Because if Kinsley Feltner's got the ball, she's either got free throws or she's hitting a shot.
Yes.
It's one of the two. And they, and I ended up, I was like, I was like, Lawrence County, Pikeville ended up, having the most points at the end, but I'm not sure Pikeville won that game as much as Lawrence County lost that game.
Well, go ahead.
And I ended up, I was like, man, come on, Coach Feltner, why'd you've done your whole career, you put the ball in Kinsley's hands, and she's delivered. And then right here, chance to win the region, you go away from it. And I asked her about it. Mm-hmm. I asked her, I said, Coach, I said, because I consider, her a friend here in the business. Mm-hmm. And I said, I want to know, what was going through your head? Why did you take and get the ball out of her hands? And she said exactly what I thought. That ain't what she wanted.
Right.
They didn't understand what she was wanting.
Right.
They wanted, she wanted to take and clear up one side of the court.
Right.
And let Kinsley go one-on-one. That's what she wanted. Mm-hmm. But that's not the way they ended up, and they ended up 2 turnovers. Kylie Hall hit a great shot.
Right.
Ended up an M1, and ended up going to Rupp Arena. And I'll let you talk about the finish of that, and then we'll get to their performance at state.
Yeah, listen, the unbelievable game. Lawrence County fought, scrap and claw to get themselves back into it. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They had opportunities to win that game, and late, like Darryl mentioned, went away from Kinsley instead of, we're going to make sure we're keeping it in her hands. No matter what happens, the ball, it didn't go to her. It went away from her. And a couple turnovers. On the other side of it, Pikeville, been there, done that. They hit Kylie Hall hits a big-time shot to seal the deal for them. Unbelievable. And it was more than what I expected out of that 15th Region Championship. I didn't expect it to be
most people thought
tough.
It would be a 10-plus game, 10-plus point game. And you think Lawrence County, what they've been through, coming off, the Brooke Neal injury, Landry Knute was late pieces added. Next year, even with Thornsbury and Rowe, I can't imagine Lawrence County not come in as the favorites in this region.
Yeah, I think you may be right. I think Lawrence County may have the nudge in the 15th region preseason wise. You bring back what you're bringing back. You lose Emma Ratliff, sharpshooter. Of course, they reload. They've got Whited to step in with that long ball. Emma Ratliff, by the way, 4 straight region championships. Long ball sniper. Congratulations on a great career. And they lose Kylie Hall, Darryl McCoy?
Kylie Hall, the forward Kylie Hall.
Yeah, the forward Kylie Hall. So you lose 2 key parts. Of course, Lee Jackson stepping in be a sophomore. But, I think you may be right. Lawrence County might be the preseason favorite.
Yeah, they, and it's going to be interesting, because you never know. If the KHSAA passes the rule where you get 1 free transfer,
you never know.
We'll see where that ends up, because I guarantee Christy Orham's going to end up with a couple. But they, but that whole tournament, like you said, it went chalk, all the way through. We knew the region wasn't strong.
No.
The team that really was the shocker was Shelby Valley.
Yeah.
I figured that they would have a stronger performance, but Cassidy coming in with a broke hand. I mean, if you watched that game, you obviously seen that was the major issue in that game. I mean, she could not even shoot the ball. She couldn't dribble. She couldn't do anything, and you just hated to see her end it like that.
Yeah.
But I just think next year it's going to be interesting because I think it'll be more competitive for Floyd Central. As we know, we're not going to talk about it, but they got a huge transfer in, and it's going to help them. And then Lawrence County, Pikeville, Shelby Valley with Kylie Alvin, Sadie Johnson, and crew, they're going to be a lot better. They're not going to be a lot better, but they're going to be right there. Yeah. And then, you're sitting there, Denise Campbell, that Pike Central team, we've seen it this year, seen what she can do. That team right there, I think, is going to continue to grow, add pieces. They're going to be really good.
Lawrence County, Pikeville, and then I tell you what,
Martin County and Paintsville as well.
Yeah, I'm going to – you nailed a team, Floyd Central. If those pieces come together and support it, the cohesion's there, the new addition, you're going to have a chance to compete. And then, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this Pike Central team by Denise Campbell, they're on the cusp of being region championship contenders. I'm telling you, if they get one superstar piece, watch out.
Yeah, Stephen Kasseldorf. By the way, Carl Whitey Little's tuning in. Stephen Kasseldorf is. He says Martin County returns all starters. So you take a look at that Martin County team this year. Martin County is right there, I think, with Pikeville, Floyd Central, Lawrence County, Pikeville, Floyd Central, and Martin County, I think, will be your four. Yeah. And then, we'll see who the other ones that can jump up in that mix. But those are your core four in the region. But looks like we're sitting here, Coach, real quick. We want to definitely – well, let's talk about the girls before we go to break.
Yeah.
Getting to the Rupp Arena. Pikeville, Christy Orem, has she not won the region? She's won it every year she's been here, right?
No, she's won it – okay, she's been 6 years. All right, she's been a coach 6 years. First year was Savannah Nunemaker. They lost on a last-second shot against Johnson Central in the first round. Second year, Caitlin's year, they went to the region championship. Then guess what? They've won 4 in a row, Darryl McCoy.
Okay, who'd they get beat out in Caitlin's
I want to believe it was Johnson Central Paintsville.
Okay, that was Presley Cherico in them's year, correct?
That was no, Presley's was when Caitlin was at Pike Central. That was the swoop years. Johnson Central and it was Jana Jarvis. She moved from Prestonsburg, went to Johnson Central, added that piece they needed. They knocked out them in the championship.
So Christie's won 4 in a row.
4 in a row. But in 6 years.
Every year, they've got to Rupp Arena and they've not done well there. Well, they've actually had a couple of years last year that they should have won that game, and Kenzie Maynard had a shot, ended up buzzer beater to where they had a chance to win it. But and I'm not going back to Pikeville because Pikeville is outstanding. The machine that Christy Orm's built is unbelievable. But what I'm saying is, even if it wasn't Pikeville, if it was somebody else, do you think the way that our region is officiated puts us behind the 8 ball once we get downstate?
Okay, let me give you 2 things. The officiating, and listen, no knock on the officials, but they let a lot go, Darryl McCoy, junior high and high school. It gets downright sometimes almost down to literally pushing, shoving, grabbing, yanking. Championship games, kids go up, they're being knocked down to the floor, no calls. You get to the state, and now it's called straight up and down, tight call. You can't defend how you're getting away with things here in the region. So yeah, that's a big part of it. Let me tell you the second thing I believe psychologically, and I'm not saying Pikeville girls do this, but I think a lot of times they set their sights on the region. I tell my kids all the time, look, we're not chasing regions, we're not chasing counties, we're chasing national titles, we're chasing statewide national recognition. We're not chasing the bubble, we're chasing the blank canvas. Let's see how far we can push the envelope. I think sometimes teams believe this is their championship, the 15th region. Guess what? There's still 15 other teams you got to beat, Darryl McCoy. So I think that's 2 big flaws in the 15th region. You got to have the mindset as a coach and a team, and I hope Pikeville Panthers are doing this on Wednesday because they have a real shot. I hope it's been preached the entire year. We're not trying to win a 15th region. We're trying to cut down nets at Rupp Arena. And if you have spoken that into existence all year, guess what? Your guys are going to go in with the mindset that they can do it.
Well, last time Pike Central had been is 2007. Andy Scaff says but going back to that, I think that's a double-edged sword because the Sweet 16 is so special in Kentucky, and I really hope we never go away from it because the class system, it just don't have the allure that the Sweet 16 has. Now, what that does is what you exactly talked about. It makes it to where, and I believe me, I went to West Virginia state tournaments my whole life to watch Williamson, Tug Valley, back in the Greg Davis years, the G. Gregory years. I think that a region title in Kentucky is looked at as a state title in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the feeling. You go to Pond Creek. We look at them years, the J.J. Hilton years, 91, 92, 93, as we won a state title, because we went to Freedom Hall and, played at state, represented the 15th region. Even me, in 98, we made the region championship, got beat out by Paintsville.
Yeah.
And that year right there, I look at as, we went state, because we was in the region championship.
Right.
It means the region titles mean so much, and I don't ever want to get away from that in Kentucky of how much we put on a region title meaning. But I understand what you're saying is that, sometimes, there's a letdown after region.
It is.
And, state's fun.
Right.
It's not continued
Right.
business.
Right.
And I really, this year here, honestly, I felt more comfortable last year going down state with Pikeville than I did this year.
Right.
Because I just thought that there was a lot of holes in Pikeville's game this year. They didn't as good as Kylie Hall was. Leanne Jackson, she's still young, and I thought if you're going to get Pikeville, you better get them this year.
Mm-hmm.
But and although you got them two great guards, I still think Christy Orham's figuring them two.
Yeah,
out,
well, that's evident.
Late. Yeah, Kira was late joining the team at getting eligible, so that was a whole new Pandora's box for them. And them girls, they had a magical season this year, and what they done, I heard some shows talk. They was like, well, last night I was on a show and they was like, well, Christy Orton needs to do a better job of playing, competition out of region. I'm like. That's all she plays.
Yeah.
Her kids are prepared.
Right.
To play out state. It's not that,
right.
But the officiating. I really think that the way things are officiated here, it causes our teams problems, and we take pride in that as fans because we love physical basketball here. But it does hinder us when we get downstate. Let us know, folks, what you think.
I'll say this again. You're exactly right on the officiating. It is bare knuckle brawling sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, on the boys and girls side. Physically, and sometimes the best players are the ones that get the almost the worst treatment at times. I mean, it is physical. No, you'll see times you're not going to the free throw line to the end of the half or whatever the case may be. It has to get back to calling the rules by the rules in the 15th region. And again, I'll say this again. There's a reason why big-time players become big-time players. There's a reason why big-time programs are big-time programs. You do not shoot for a region title. You shoot for a state title. They'll say, yeah, of course we're shooting for a state title. No. I think the mindset a lot of times is let's get that region title. And then, like you said, once we get there, it's almost as if enjoy the trip, girls, or enjoy the trip, guys. Let's see how far we can go. Now it's just it's just icing on the cake, whatever we get one game at a time. No, it should be the mindset because remember, whether you win the district or the region, guess what? You're still a loser, ladies and gentlemen. You're going home. There's only one at the end of the year in Kentucky.
There's only one team that's able to win their last game.
Right.
And the Johnny Alvins, he's got a good point. He says to win state tournament, you have to play top 10 teams in the state. It does no good to beat 15th region teams to death. Said talent level is completely different once you get out of here.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it is, definitely to an extent, even when you go up to the 16th region, You got Mandy Lane, you got Pete Fraley up there, you got Ashland doing what they're doing. I think you got to play out of region teams because we only play one style of basketball here too.
Right.
And that's physical.
Yeah.
So that helps you as well. Coach, real quick, I want to remind everybody this coming election. Make sure if you want your community in your good hands and you want a better Pike County, vote Paul Howard Jr. for Pike County Attorney. Coach, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the boys and their chance.
Yeah. And
then after that, the upcoming segments. We got the 8th grade All-Mountain team, guys. Make sure you share this, get this up, come right back and join us. Guys, this is an interactive show. Let us know your comments, what you think, and we'll be right back.
Don't just trust your county with anyone. Trust Willie Crace. One Floyd County, one community, one vision, moving forward together. Vote Willie Crace, Floyd County Judge Executive in 2022.
We're here at M&M Family Furniture, where you can be financed if you have good, bad, or no credit. We're the #1 M. Lilly mattress dealer in Kentucky. We're the #1 new classic dealer. You've got to come by M&M Family Furniture and check us out. Lifetime warranty on the furniture. 10-year warranty on the M. Lilly mattresses. You've got to sleep like a champion if you're going to play like a champion. We have tons of inventory in stock, and if we have it, you have it. You can buy it today and take it home today. Come and check us out at M&M Family Furniture.
Stop by Oceana Discount Tobacco today. Nobody can beat Oceana Discount Tobacco's great prices or their great services. You're treated like family from the second you walk through the door. We want to thank Oceana Discount Tobacco for sponsoring today's events. Go follow them on Facebook.
Guys, we are back here on the grind session. The Kevin Keathley, the coach Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy here on the call. Coach Keathley, want to wish once again the maestro happy birthday. He's not here with us in studio, so if you guys wondering where he's at home enjoying his birthday with his family.
Well, listen, the maestro's got to take a break. He has been going nonstop for the last 3-4 weeks. He needs a break. Enjoy that birthday, maestro.
Coach, we got a lot to talk about. Listen, we still got college basketball to talk about. We still got high school boys basketball. We still got West Virginia stuff to talk about. We still got the All-Mountain team. But I've probably not been as excited to talk college basketball as much as I am tonight.
Yeah.
So you guys definitely want to stick around for that. Hit that like and share button. We're live from Glenn Martin Hammond's office. Also, guys, vote Willie Crace for Judge Executive in Floyd County. Willie Crace is a man that's faith and family, and Floyd County is what he lives by. Coach, we're sitting here, the boys, Sweet 16. We talked about Pikeville girls. Let's talk about the boys. The region tournament, honestly, it was one of the funnest region tournaments we've had in years.
Yeah.
Because when's the last time you could look at the boys' side and say they was 8 teams that had a chance to win it?
Yeah, well, exactly. There was teams there that could sneak in and get it done, unlike years before. Top to bottom, it was a solid group of teams. But all along, you better believe, who's the lead dog in that? The Pikeville Panthers. And my goodness, did they come out outside of that Lawrence County comeback, which I think that's the Achilles heel of Pikeville is attack in that interior on Pikeville, drives. Pikeville was phenomenal in that tournament.
I recall somebody on this set picking Pikeville to win preseason.
Well, you better believe it. Darryl McCoy was on it from the get-go. Preseason #1. I jumped on a little later once that whole Belfry pirate ship kind of wobbled to the finish line. But no, you're right. Pikeville 1 through 8, 9, as good as any team that's played in this region in a long time.
Well, you mentioned Belfry. Belfry obviously didn't have the showing that we thought. And honestly, I think it was a doing of themselves. I think that Belfry, you have a 7'3", the tallest person to ever play in this region, down on the block. And how many times did the ball go down to him?
And listen, he did. There were several times he sailed deep.
Yeah.
He got deep. Called for the ball, didn't get it. And I'm not saying that's on any certain player at all, but I'm just saying, listen, and again, I'm not.
No, that's just adding late pieces, and you're not used to playing with him.
Right.
That's what it was, They and you hated to see it because they had so much talent there, but you're like, okay, when's the talent going to produce wins? And I think that starts with stability. If you're Belfry, right now you're going to Michael Hagee and you're begging. Stay, Coach Hagee. Stay here. Because you need that stability.
Right.
Them boys. That they understand, and he's one that what he says he means.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And listen, we love Coach Thompson. Very good to us here. Coach Thompson was, but I think sometimes Coach Thompson was too nice. And especially when you got a program like that. Where you're adding talent here and there. I think you got to have somebody that runs a tight ship.
Yeah.
And hopefully Coach Thompson, somewhere coaching, soon.
Yeah.
He great man. But back to what we're saying. Then you go over Lawrence County, the run they had.
Yeah.
You think Tyler Johnson didn't get hurt? Think where they could have been.
Right.
They come in, had a great performance. Trenton Atkins. One of the most underrated players we've ever seen in this region. A kid that, he could go to West Virginia and single-handedly lead a team to state.
Right.
And I know that he's thinking about, if West Virginia passes that rule where you can hold back, he's thinking about that.
Yeah, we've had some discussions with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you would, I really hope, because I would like to see him get that chance, because I think that Trenton can play at the next level. The way that he plays, players don't dive after every loose ball anymore. That's a lost start.
Yeah, it is.
So you really enjoyed their run, Chandler Thompson, what they done, but Pike Central. Pike Central, from the way that they started to all the way to the end. I mean, we seen this train coming. They swept Belfry in the regular season. They beat them in the district tournament. And when you seen them beat them the second time in the regular season, you kind of knew then, okay, this team's good. Then you seen them win district, you're like, okay, this team, they're really good.
Right.
With Josh DeToy. And then you seen them get a win in the first round, and you're like, okay, I see what's going on here, And then the Betsy Lane game, honestly, they come into that game playing better basketball than any team in the tournament.
Yeah.
I think in the tournament, they come into that tournament playing better basketball than any other team coming into it.
Well, they were, in terms of, if you take Pikeville out of the equation, which I did, we felt that Pike Central, and I know we're missing a team. We had mentioned it on the ground session a few weeks ago. They were playing as well as anybody.
Martin County.
Yes, Martin County. I'm going to say this. They got better. They started out 0-3 or 4, but I want you to remember something, ladies and gentlemen. Even going into the tournament, they were 9-11 in the region. They only had 9 wins in the region. A lot of their wins came against the School of Ragon. I don't even know who that is. They had 2 or 3 wins. They had a win against Mount Mission to get to 500. They finished 12-12. Finished the year 15-13. RPI 10. Guess what? You nailed it. They got better, and on the back of Josh DeToy. Whatever reason, whether it's because he's not local, whether he transferred back and forth, that kid didn't.
That's exactly what it was. If he would have stayed here and not went back to Tate's Creek, I think he would have got that preseason love.
Yes.
Him not getting that, I think it still left a lot of people a mystery, and you hate it because. He's just as good a kid as he is a player. Yeah,
good kid overcame so much adversity.
And I honestly believe this. If you go and you look at players from this year that's more fitted for the next level, I think he's the best kid in this region fitted for the next level.
And that says a lot. And this guy, I'm telling you, you can say what you want, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a big-time Pike Central fan. Without Josh DeToit coming back from Tate's Creek, no, sir. Pike Central and Jalen Rigdon, as good a point guard as there is in his class in the state. Jaden Stewart's going to be a really good basketball player, sophomore, junior, senior year. They've got a couple pieces. Now, folks, without Josh DeToit was the key to that entire run. He carried that team defensively, offensively. What he did rebounding on the interior. That guy played every position, ladies and gentlemen. It was the craziest thing I've seen all year. He was literally every spot on the floor, Darryl McCoy.
Yeah.
At times.
He played above the rim. He was quite possibly the best athlete in that class. He's a 3-level scorer. He's a kid that, he's a leader. He come in, we heard him mature. That's the thing about Josh DeToit people don't understand, and I've talked to Coach Keathley behind the scenes. Where we seen that kid 2 years ago as a kid interviewing him to where we seen him that night when they lost, I mean, just unbelievable how far he's come as a human being, and just all the respect in the world. I really hope that he lands somewhere. Yeah. I'm talking this kid can play Marshall level. He's that good.
He's a next level player, Darryl McCoy, and I'm begging you, Coach Hobo McCoy, Aaron Rigdon, Eric Ratliff, work those phones for that young man. He's deserving of a next level opportunity.
Yeah, you go and you look at Jeremy Dillon at Marshall. Look at he would be a great fit at a place like Marshall. David Early, you talking? Look at he's that kind of player. I just think that you get him in, you get him under a. We seen the kid from Tulsa years ago go over to UNC. Asheville had an outstanding career. Cody, what was his name? He ended up going to. He had a great career there. And Josh DeToit's that kind of kid. He's a kid that people never gave him much love here in our region because he was still a mystery. Right. A lot of people didn't understand him, but this is a kid that can go and he can represent the 15th region on the next level on the big stage. And
when you've got something in your arsenal that is college level, listen, he's already got the athleticism, he's got the ability to score in transition, but what he really has is he has Pro 3 and then some. He can step it back and bust that zone and pull the defense out. Yeah, whether you bring him off the bench or whatever you do, he's a next level guy because he can provide something when he's on the floor to hurt his opponent.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, we also are going to start downloading this onto our YouTube channel. Yeah. So you folks that are driving, wants to watch this, listen to us, you can do it on YouTube from now on. So make sure you guys go follow, give us a follow on our YouTube channel as well. But going on, Martin County, the season obviously didn't end the way you wanted it to for them, but what a run they had. Brady Dingus, Luke Hale, Matt Linville, the Blake Maynard kid, Peyton Davis coming in, Jordan Dalton.
Yeah.
That was a team that, they exceeded expectations. Nobody dreamed they would be anywhere near where they got. And they may have been the most consistent team all year. Yeah. Besides Pikeville.
Well, we got a chance to see them very early in the year. I think it was even preseason. I don't know. But we came down and covered Martin County and Pikeville.
Yeah.
And
first game of the year.
When I watched that, I came away and said, I didn't expect it to be this close. And you nailed it. Outside of Pikeville, Martin County's been the most consistent. And then you go to Pike Central and Martin County. They were playing the best basketball outside of Pikeville in the region to close it out. Martin County decimated Paintsville. They flat out got it done in a big way in the district tournament. They beat Pike Central at Pike Central. So they were playing as well as anybody. I mean, you're talking about a team that could very well be representing this region, if not for Pikeville.
Yeah, and who did Paintsville lose to in the region?
Let us know, man. We cover so many games.
Yeah, we've had so many games.
Betsy Lane.
Yeah, Betsy Lane's who they lost to. That was a huge win for Derek and the Betsy Lane Bobcats. That win really surprised me because they controlled that game. the whole game. And you hated to see the few boys go out like that because their last year,
Right.
Getting to play together. But it was a great run for them. But Betsy Lane ended up going, advancing, got beat out by Pike Central. That's a team that you're going to miss. Chase Mims, Jordan Frazier. Two of my favorite players that I've covered off the court as well. Betsy Lane, it was a unique situation. That's a situation. I'm not going to go much into it, but somebody definitely needs to. We took and we posted a post before the region tournament started and said you learn a lot about a program, not necessarily how they win, it's how they lose.
Yeah.
Some things has got to change there. Got to.
You hate the way it ended, right?
Yeah.
The emotions are high. Great kids. They say, well, you don't know that side of the story or this side of the story. At the end of the day, leadership matters for young people. I'm not saying that it was on the coach's fault. I've known Derek for a long time. I don't think. I don't think
it was his fault at all.
But sometimes the environment, the aura, the
culture.
There you go. The culture. Sometimes it breeds us against the world type mentality. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it plays against you. In that case, and I can speak because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a former Bobcat, and my family's grown up there, and I love those Bobcats, and I love that tradition. Junior Newsom, what he's done, what Derek's doing, but I'm just going to tell you, it's me against the world, from Stanville to Mud Creek to Prater to Toller Creek, and all points in between, Minnie and wherever else you want to go. It's me against the world, and sometimes that breeds that. Well, we got to not fight physically, but we got to battle every situation. You don't have to battle every situation. Sometimes it's easier to just walk away and say, "Great job. We'll live to fight another day."
Yeah, because it ends up it makes your whole program look bad, and I know it's not. That's not what because they got one of the best administrations there. I mean, listen, their AD is second to none.
Yeah, no,
Brent Hamilton is amazing up there. So I know, and I know they wasn't happy with the situation, but that's just stuff that we've seen it from football into basketball. That's some stuff I guarantee that the leaders. I mean, and I do know the football coach. I know he wasn't happy with a lot of stuff either. So I guarantee some of that stuff's going to change.
Yeah, and again, that's not falling on any one person's head.
No, that's not. I mean, that's just saying that's caring about that program in general. You want to see that change because honestly, some of the stuff that I heard, you knew it was further from the truth because you know what great kids they got there.
Oh, it's great kids. I'll say this all the time. Jordan Frazier, one of my favorite kids I've ever covered. I'm telling you,
Chase Mims may be the classiest.
Yeah,
kid.
Chase Mims, Jordan Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. I've said it all along. Why is that kid? Why is there not multiple colleges? I know there might be a couple, but why is there not several colleges knocking on that kid's door? He is a next level player on and off the court. He is a first class young man. What happened is
He's got national champion CU Harrodsburg.
Yeah,
after him.
CU Harrodsburg. It's not indicative of those players. What happened at the finale was the bubbling point of a competitive team that competes their guts out, the end of a career of multiple kids that you absolutely loved, and then sometimes maybe it's that me against the world mentality that causes that to break out a little bit. Maybe spills over for some of the fans there.
Now jumping over, Cody Jude, by the way, was who I was trying to think of from Tulsa. We appreciate whoever it was that reminded us there, Emory Atkins. Coach, now let's go to the Pikeville Panthers. This team, honestly, I don't think they're playing as good as they was in early January. That's why I said Pike Central I thought was playing the best basketball coming into this tournament. But this Pikeville team, I mean, we knew it from the start. They got the deepest front court that they are. They go 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'5", 6'5", 6'7". You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a big front court. And then you got Keam Warwicks, who is the most electrifying player in Eastern Kentucky. I mean, period. The biggest mismatch problem they are.
Right.
And he's 5'6".
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how good this young man is. And then we would be listen, you got to mention what Lathan Hall done. Lathan Hall come into this tournament having to face 3 players who scored nearly 7,000 career points in Josh DeToit, Brady Dingus, Cody Maynard.
Mm-hmm.
He had to one after another after another in the region tournament. He held Cody Maynard to 2 first-half points. Held Brady Dingus to 13 points.
Yeah.
Held Josh DeToit to 5 points. So you had 7,000 career points combined, and he held them to nearly under 20 points in a region tournament. That defensive job, that he ended up. Keon Warts got the MVP, and listen, the young man deserved it. But Lathan Hall, if there was any year you could have had co-MVP, it could have been this year, because that young man, what he done in this tournament, we seen him. I mean, we really seen him control the game. When you would see certain games when a loose ball would go, and whoever he was guarding, he would just beat them to the ball and knock them down as he's getting it, and you just knew then, this kid's controlling things.
Yeah.
And where that thing was going. But I mean, what a run! Elijah Justice again, another region tournament. As a player and a coach, he's been there. Just a special run for them. What was your thoughts on Pikeville?
To piggyback on what you're saying with Lathan Hall, and I'm not seeing Pikeville play as much as their fans or core base. For me, that 3-game run of Lathan Hall was the best basketball I've seen him play in terms of winning basketball, championship basketball. His defensively, what he did, Darryl McCoy, you nailed it. MVP, write it down. It's kind of like the old days with the Kentucky Wildcats. Antoine Walker, Tony Delp may have got that MVP all the time, but when you get in the locker room, they say, who the MVP is? Anthony Epps. He's the guy that's really the MVP, and that was legit. Yeah. Well, guess what? There's no doubt Warts, he's deserving of the MVP, but you better believe Elijah Justice got in that locker room and said, this guy right here, he's as MVP as they come. Great performance by Mr. Lathan Hall.
Yeah, it was just an amazing run. Shot, I think, 9 for 16 or something like that for the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, shot over 50%, when the ball come to him on offense. And you think about that. This kid is knocking down shot after shot after shot when he's having to expend all that energy on defense. And you can bet, what a good kid Keon Warts is. You can bet he's tickled to death to have a kid like that in the backcourt where he don't have to do that.
Right.
And this Pikeville team. Now we're going to get to them here. I'm going to throw up the bracket here in a second, Coach. But this Pikeville team, I honestly think, has a chance to do something special this year. Nick Robinson was another kid that could have been right there with Hall and Warts as MVPs, because every game a double-double. Yeah. What he done on the offensive glass, it crushed other teams.
Right.
That they would get runs going, and then here come Nick Robinson with the offensive rebound and a putback.
And here's my thing. You mentioned that Pikeville may not be clicking on all cylinders. Here's my take on it. I felt like at the end of the year, they went and won the Class A. They went out and battled. They went, 30-2. They accomplished every goal they set out to do. And once it got down to that Pike Central game even, I felt like maybe it was on cruise control. I don't care, ladies and gentlemen. It's tough to get pros night in and night out to be ready to compete at the highest level. You got to find different ways to motivate. I felt like maybe they said, you know what? It kind of cruise control through that. I felt like maybe even in that early region, but they renewed sense of urgency in that championship, and my oh my, were they clicking on all cylinders in that 15th region. I mean, it was over in a heartbeat. Darryl McCoy.
I love what you said right there, because we seen it really start in that Pike Central game in regular season that me and you done over there. No way Pike Central should have been within 5 points of them.
Right.
And you've seen, Pike Central come back, and it just seemed like, Pikeville would flip that switch on and off, and you hate to see that from a team, because that can come back and bite you. Right. Because you will have a team that can jump on you like that and take care of you, and finish you. But that Pikeville team, I'm with you. I think that region championship, they kind of clicked it back on, and we got to see how good this Pikeville team is as they dominated, that region championship. And they get to go to state. We talk about, I'm gonna throw up the bracket here, Coach. We talked about, at state, how things are officiated around here. This Pikeville team, we'll go over the bracket here in a second, but this Pikeville team, do you think that they'll have any issues with the way things have been officiated carrying over to state?
I don't think so, because one, they have played, this as well as I do, they've played in and out of region so much. They've played in a variety of locations. They're well prepared for this, and this is where I think they're a little different than this girls team of Pikeville. Coach Justice, his goals are big, and they always were. Guess what? That young man was Mr. Basketball. Guess what? He played for Coach Patino at Louisville. He went to UPike and played for Kelly Wells. That guy he won a state title as a player. His goals ain't region titles. So everything that he preaches, no pun intended, ladies and gentlemen, he's a pastor, by the way, unbelievable person. They're going to be shooting for a state title. It's not let's come here and have a good showing. It's let's kick North Laurel's rear end and let's move on.
Well, the thing is, Coach, and I couldn't agree with you more on that. The thing that I worry about is Lathan Hall.
He is physical.
We've seen how dominant.
Yeah.
We see how physical he
Yes.
is. Well, he's having to face Reed Shepherd, the state's baby. The state of Kentucky. He is the almighty here in Kentucky.
He is now.
Reed Shepherd, he's going to be the biggest guy on campus down there.
Right.
This is one of them situations where, you come in, Lathan in 15th region, he's physical. Playing against Reed Shepherd, that Reed Shepherd on Rupp Arena is going to get the call. You know that.
You better believe it.
So Lathan Hall is the matchup to watch. If Lathan Hall gets in foul trouble, it could be a scary night for Pikeville.
Well, the one thing I'll say, and I know his dad, Tim Hall, is basketball savvy. They have roamed in the same circles since they've been in 5th, 6th, 7th grade. So if anybody knows how to guard Reed Shepherd,
he's not going to be afraid of it.
No, they've battled. They've been teammates. Guess what? If there's ever a situation that you like battling Reed Shepherd, guess what? We got a guy that knows Reed as well as anybody, and Lathan Hall getting ready to defend and match up with him.
Yeah, I told Coach Valentine last night, we had him on the C.J. Howard show, and we got ready to go. Everybody was wishing him good luck, and I said, I'd like to tell you good luck, but I'd be lying.
Right.
I said, I'll see you in second round. If you get by Pikeville, then I'll be your biggest fan.
Cheering you on.
Yeah, but no, it's this Pikeville team. I really, people talk about Reed on Rupp Arena. I'm telling you, the state's about to have a new darling. Because whenever the state gets to see Kean Works and the way that kid plays, they're going to fall in love with this kid. And this kid, if Pikeville wins 2 games, this kid will be the biggest story in the state. Mark my words.
The timing is right. God put you in. We talked about it with Peyton and winning a state championship on the girls' side. Guess what? It's almost like the stars are aligning. Darryl McCoy's been this young man's biggest fan for, I know of, 3 seasons. He has sung this young man's praises. I jumped on the bandwagon this year more than ever. If there's ever an opportunity for a young man that's deserving of opportunities, it's Mr. Warts. Guess what? It very well could happen on the biggest stage in the brightest lights at Rupp Arena. Like you said, if they get past 1 game, he very well could be the darling of the tournament. He is that underdog fighting for everything, and well-deserved. And you nailed it. There's a lot of lights coaches that could be focused on Mr. Works.
Oh, he's a 5th-year senior coming back. People's going to be watching, not know his backstory, and they're going to think that's a 7th grader out there doing things. And, just looking at him, they don't call him the baby-faced assassin for nothing. And, I just really think the way that he plays, the speed, the way that he's got that ball on the string, his fun, his theatrics, I think this kid is about to blow the state of Kentucky up.
I think you're right. I think it could be his coming out party on a scene that he's not had yet.
Now, let's hop up, and we're going to pick our bracket, our first round wins later in the show. But let's talk about Jason Mays real quick and Ashland. Yeah. I went up, watched the 16th region tournament, the Colin Porter and Jason Mays versus Coach Anderson at Boyd County. Boyd County come out, scared them first half. By the way, watched it with Kevin Keathley.
Yeah,
Enjoyed catching a game with Caitlin.
Yeah.
Sitting there talking hoops. She knows it as good as anybody.
Right.
And we had a lot of fun cheering on them two teams in that game. But want to thank our friends from my town for bringing us on.
I listened to you. Yeah.
And want to definitely thank that. And but this Jason Mays team, people don't realize how good they are. They move the basketball better than any team I've ever seen on the high school level. Yeah. I mean, it's a machine there, and they shoot so many threes. And I'm not kidding when I say 85% of their shots are three-pointers. 85% of the shots they shoot are three-pointers.
Right.
And they are used to where teams get beat is that they don't know how to rebound that.
Right.
They don't realize that these are long rebounds.
Right.
So Ashland's always in position to get second and third opportunities. It's the second and third chances that they get that kills teams. That Ashland, I really think Ashland people, even myself, I'm like, okay, they got some hoes, somebody can run them off that 3-point line. Somebody can stop Porter from getting in the lane. Somebody could beat Ashland on a given night. But, until we see it done, you got to go with Coach Mays. And, what he's going right now, he's got as good a chance to win this as anybody.
Well, Coach Mays, offensively, I guess where he learned from. One of the all-time great college coaches in Happy Osborne. He plays a college style on the high school level, and he's got the pieces to do it. Don't help if you don't have the pieces. Yeah, he's got the pieces to do it, and he moves that ball. They get up shots. It's a college style. Coach Mays, known him for 24 years now. Listen, and I'm say this with the most genuine affection, Coach Mays. He is as wacky a coach as you'll come across behind the scenes. He gets his teams ready to go one way or the other, and there's nobody quite like Coach Mays in coaching. A lot like Eric Musselman. So if you know from Arkansas, so listen, Darryl, he's going to have them ready to go, and he's going to have them psychologically ready to go for a state tournament run.
And we also want to wish Perry Central and Coach Hoskins good luck as we've seen them at Betsy Lane preseason. They got athletes on the wings.
Yes.
They got a floor general that don't make many mistakes in Ridge Beverly, and then they got McKenzie down low. Shannon Hoskins. This was a great coaching job to get Perry Central. I think they only lost 2 games all year. I think. Yeah. It was either 2 or 4, but didn't lose many. And then, but the only thing I hate about it is they drew GRC.
Yes.
The worst draw they could have got, they got. And I have a feeling it's going to be a short trip, but to say that I'm not going to be a hardcore Commodore fan that night, I'd be lying.
I'll say this again. Pikeville's really good defensively, but Perry County Central is the best high school team defensively that I've seen in the mountains this year, me personally. They guard on the ball, away from the ball, help side. They take away dribble drives. Their defense is phenomenal. Folks, if you want a coaching clinic, young coaches, go back and watch Perry Central's D. You're going to learn a lot. I was amazed. Me and Darryl, that's all I talked about at that Junior Newsom preseason tournament, how well they guarded. Shout out to that Perry County Central team. They beat a really good Breathitt team that thought, it was our year because it was held at the Dome. And then they beat a really good Estill County team.
Yeah, and also shout out to the West Virginia. Listen, I've said it forever. Little Scotty Browning, Stevie Browning's little brother. He hit a big shot in Nitro in overtime to send Logan to state. This Logan team is a legit team that can come away with that 3A state title and sweep it for the boys and girls. Man got a huge win, ended up advancing to the state title. They got a chance to win back-to-back. Maybe the best big in the mountains, maybe from right there in Man, West Virginia, in Jeremiah Harless. Yeah. I mean, he's a kid that he can give you 20 and 20 every night out. He's that good. Yeah. And then Chapmanville come up short. So you hated to see that. They ended up losing in the region finals. We covered that game, Bluefield. Great ball game. Coach Napper and them done a great job. But I can tell you one thing. I know a few things behind the scenes stuff. And Chapmanville, go ahead and punch your ticket. You'll be back there next year.
All right, here we go.
But Scotty Browning, guys, here's how a little behind the scenes of how I handle the Sweet 16. Normally, I go to Lexington on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I'm there all week until the mountain teams lose out.
Right.
and then that's usually by Friday. You usually know if there's going to be one in the finals.
Yeah.
So then Friday, I usually leave and make the track up to Charleston to watch our West Virginia teams in the state championship.
Yeah.
So, guys, I just want to say, whether you're from, what side of the river you're on, go to Lexington or Charleston this week and cheer on our mountain teams. Yeah. We're seeing it's us against the world mentality here in the mountains. Go support these teams. Logan was the first one to bring a title back in the girls this weekend. Let's see if we can take and get a couple boys state titles, whether it's in Kentucky or whether it's in West Virginia. See if we can get some more hardware back here to the mountains, because that's the stuff that's changing the culture here in the mountains and the way colleges are looking at the mountains. They're starting to see, hey, they're winners. Look on the college level. How many teams have won national titles of late with mountain players? Yeah. They're more fit to come in and produce right away, because we go through a lot here. Right. It's hard. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to take a break. Coach, when we come back, listen, we're going to, guys, don't worry, we're going to pick this state tournament. But we're also going to talk about the NCAA tournament. But, Coach, when we come back next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce the 8th grade all-mountain team coming up next right here on D&D Sports. Guys, hit that like and share button. Also, if you got comments, get them in. We'll read some as soon as we come back from break. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a man that's going to protect Pike County like he protects his family and community, vote for Paul Howard Jr., Pike County Attorney, in 2022. A vote for Paul Howard Jr. is a vote for a better Pike County.
This is Bruce Walters from Bruce Walters Kia. By now you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi everybody, Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank in Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
All right, guys, Coach Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy, you are watching the Grind Session live from Glenn Martin Hammond's office. By the way, guys, make sure for your next county attorney, you go out and vote Paul Howard Jr. for Pike County Attorney and Willie Crace for Judge Executive. Guys, if you want to take and help want D&D Sports Network to help you win your election, contact one of us. We'll teach you how you can get on the Grind Session or one of our upcoming ball games. Coach, listen, let's not make them any longer. The 8th grade all-mountain team. Over the next few weeks, just to give you guys a little rundown on how we're going to do this. We're going to do the 8th grade this week, 7th grade next week, 6th grade following week, and then after that, the 6th grade, that should lead us right into the All-Star game. Yeah. So, that's how we're going to do it. Guys, as we, listen, there's no way that you can ever do this, Coach, and it's going to be perfect. Right. Never. But I can tell you what, there's nobody that knows more about these kids than what we do. Right. And, from top to bottom, whether you're honorable mention or whether you're first team, because there's not a big gap between all of them. No. This class is loaded. It's stacked. Yeah. So, to take and be able to take and get on this list, you've definitely put in the work, and you're a master at your craft if you're on this list anywhere. And I got to say it before we go into it again. Darryl has said it. I've said it. Nobody knows junior high basketball quite like we do. It ain't like we're hearing from this guy, we're hearing from that guy. We went to a game here, we went to a game there. We probably covered, I'm going to guess, somewhere between 80 to 100 junior high games alone.
I've seen every team in Pike County, all in Floyd, on down over to Knott County. Darryl has seen them in West Virginia. Listen, we know that junior high group as well as anybody. So, again, remember, who else is doing this, by the way, giving your kids a platform? So, it's not perfect, but I guarantee you it's as close as it can get when you're talking about sports, a sports platform, sports source delivering it to you.
Yeah, and Coach, real quick before we go, want to read a few comments. C.J. Howard watching. Guys, make sure you tune in to the C.J. Howard show on Sunday nights. Got a great guest on there every week. Lewis Ratliff says the refs will call the game close with Reed. Stephen Kasseldorf agrees. Martin Davis says, did you guys say you're also live on YouTube? If so, can you share the link? No, we're not live. We will have this game postponed or posted over to YouTube directly after the show, Martin. So if you are driving or you want to watch it, give you more of a chance to go back and watch it. Real quick, if Pikeville holds Reed to 15-18, Pikeville wins, Lewis Ratliff says.
Hey, Lewis, he follows that group as much as anybody. By the way, good to meet you, Lewis, at the 15th Region Tournament. One of our biggest fans and one of the biggest sports fans here in the mountains. Great talking to you. Man, my goodness, you cover sports like no other as a fan.
Yeah, yes, sir, Lewis. Listen, this is an interactive show. We love when you guys, you hardcore fans, get on here to debate us, even if you don't agree with us.
Yeah,
that's what makes this show special.
Right? Is
that listen, we're here, to give you our analysis. You don't agree with us, let us know. Because we like that back and forth.
Right.
And you never know. We may even message you personally and continue to debate off air.
Darryl, let me say this. I promise you, I've done this for 21 years coaching. I promise you I got a thick skin. If you disagree with me, I'm not going to get mad. We're not going to become bitter enemies. Listen, I just, it's water off my back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just talk and listen, and we'll see if we can agree to disagree.
Yeah. Ernie Moore. Also tuning in, one of our big fans from over there in Floyd County. He's also running for constable. So Ernie Moore, guys, make sure that you can take, and when you go to polls, remember Ernie Moore. He's a big supporter of Mountain Athletes. Coach, okay, here it goes. Look no further. All Mountain team. We're going to do Coach of the Year and first team first, Coach. Coach of the Year goes to Dace Bulldogs, Coach Robbie Joe Johnson. No surprise there, Coach.
No surprise. 5 straight county championships. Wire to wire, ranked number 1 in the D&D first ever junior high rankings. Wire to wire, ladies and gentlemen. Their only loss came at the 8th grade state tournament against the eventual state champions. I believe they went 33-1 on the year and beat everybody in the region.
Yeah, absolutely. They, he's a man that, all year long, whether it was West Virginia teams around the state of Kentucky, he would play the best of the best. He said, I don't care who it is. You set the game up, I'll play it.
Right.
And I always respected that about him. Coach of the Year from start to finish, they was number 1 from the start of the season to the end. Just, I don't know how it could have went to anybody else besides Robbie Joe Johnson.
Go ahead.
And Coach, when it comes to managing egos, that takes a lot in a coach. He had so many great players that it was also kind of a manager's position as well.
You got to have them mesh together, and what a tremendous job by Coach Johnson. Just tremendous. That team is one for the ages. They'll remember. I got to say this. Some of the finalists we talked about, Darryl McCoy, Coach Randy Davis from Dorton, certainly deserving of that Coach of the Year award, led Dorton all the way to the finals. Unexpected. Listen, could they have got there? Yeah. But nobody expected them to beat Mullins. No, nobody expected them. Well, Darryl McCoy did. Nobody expected them to make that run and be 1 point away from cutting that down. Randy Davis, what a tremendous job he did.
Yep, he done an outstanding job. Bobby Varney, to where he was at the end of the year, a team that a lot of people had Belfry counted out, and he ended up coming back, deep run into the tournament. You could go over Martin County. They don't have a county tournament, and that really sucks.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, because you'd like to see them have some postseason success here and there. but he done a good job over there. Mark Blackburn at Lenore, really good job there as well. Seth Hayner, Ashley Dalton over at Chapmanville and Logan, both of them done good jobs. But I mean, I just don't see how Nate Seegers at Williamson. I mean, think about where he had them, the big wins. He was another one to take on all comers. Ended up beating Elkhorn there at the end of the year. So just a great job. Michael Boyd
led 7th grade team, one 8th grader. They knocked off everybody in the region. Darryl McCoy was the favorites a lot considered to win the county with those 7th graders. That's hard to do, Michael Boyd. Yeah, one of the finalists. Good job on his part this year to take a bunch of 7th graders and guess what? They were top 5 all year in the rankings and just got upset by a good Dorton team.
A lot of good coaches. I mean, Mason Hall done a great job at Betsy Lane. Jamie Hager. Yeah. So
those finalists, we said, let's put them together. But then you look at it and say, Coach Johnson, and I think everybody would agree with that.
Chris Johnson at Shelby Valley done a good job too. Yeah. But Robbie Joe Johnson, and then I think it was Randy Davis after that.
Right.
Those was the two, and then the rest of the field, you probably have 5 or 6 there that could have been on that third tier. So let's jump over to the co-players of the year. Chris Spriggs from the Dace Bulldogs and Jackson King from Elkhorn City. These are two coaches, you've been on it for a while. If there's any year that you could have a co-player of the year, it's this year with these two. Chris Spriggs, the Jackson King issue, a lot of people be, if you watch this kid play, you've seen, I mean, this kid's game, he's one that's a lock to play at the next level. He's going to be that good. Then Chris Spriggs, I mean, he's just been the best player all year long. Right there, him and King, and I think it couldn't go to two more deserving kids.
And if you remember, this is ranking not overall every class in junior high.
No, this is not a ranking. This is the all-mountain team on the year you have.
And for the 2026 class all-mountain team. And when you look at it, you say, okay, Chris Spriggs, wire to wire, his team was the best team. Wire to wire, he was their best player. And they cut down the nets and they make a run to the Elite 8 Final 4 in the state, 33-1. Yeah, you can't go anywhere else. And then you look at Jackson King. You go, he led Pike County in scoring, 18.8 points per game. Elkhorn City, they've got solid talent, but what they did late to move themselves into the top 10, they were outside looking in all year. Then they made a run. They knocked off Betsy Lane. They knocked off Martin County. They knocked off several teams to get there. And
I think they even had a win over Pikeville at the end of the year, right?
I think they had a win over Pikeville. I could be wrong, Pikeville fans. Don't get upset if I'm wrong.
Let us know.
Yeah. But Jackson King, what he did to get his team to the Final 4 of the most talented, toughest county tournament, and not only this year, but in quite some time, tremendous job. So you can't really. They're both there. You can make an argument for both.
I think you could. And then this right here, defensive player of the year. And this is one that I really think, Coach, that it wasn't a question. Braden Bowden, in my mind, is the most complete player on the middle school circuit. If you talk complete, both ends of the floor he plays and he excels on. He's a kid, if there's ever a kid in middle school that can be Lathan Hall next year, it's this kid. Or in the coming years, it's this kid right here. His intensity, his passion, the way that, he was a leader on and off the floor for his team. This is a kid that, and I've seen him, some of the leadership stuff off the floor. Be like, no, I want my team to do this. I want it to do it as a team.
Right.
That's the kind of kid that he is. This Defensive Player of the Year, this is a very special award. And for him to be a named Player of the Year amongst everybody else, this is huge.
Well, he came. He says, how does that happen? He by the way, he was third. You talk about defensively.
He would have been Player of the Year. He was the third in the rankings, Coach, if we wouldn't have had Defensive Player of the Year and wanted to give him that.
Let me say, and on top of that, he was neck and neck in the scoring in Pike County. So he ain't just defensively. You had Jackson Keene at 18.8, Braxton at 18.1. Guess who was next? Braden Bolden 15.5 a game. Listen, when I watched him the first time when Mullins blew him out of the gym at Dorton, he was a good player. But he got better and better, Darryl McCoy.
The year went on,
and you know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because he put the work in. That's why. All right. And I know he works with several coaches there, from Randy, Coach Davis to, I believe, Jim Hicks. They all work him every day, and he got better and better and better. And he's only going to get better and better and better. So I agree with you, Darryl McCoy. If I look at the best defensive players in 8th grade, 2 of them were right here in Pike County. One of them was Braden Bolden, the other one was Peyton Owens from Mullins, but Braden Bolden certainly deserving of it.
Yeah, he's a student of the game, and he's a kid that if he ain't playing a game, he's somewhere watching a game. And when we done these Player of the Year rankings, obviously, you always try to get the top 5. Well, I think the 4 that was in contention this year is the 2s that walked away with it, Chris Spriggs and Jackson King. Then you have Braden Bolden, and then the kid that's going to end up being named captain of the first team here, Carter Parsons. Those was your 4.
Right.
Them 4 right there was, I think, maybe on a different tier. And then maybe Devin Maynard from Lenore may have been that 5th one.
And we also, there was
Connor Napier.
Yeah, there was a big debate about Connor Napier and the big fella from Carr Creek. Those certainly in the mix. But when you talk about what do you mean to your team, how did your team perform, the impact you had, and also, talent matters and numbers matter. But you put it all together, and you come out, you got Jackson King, you got Chris Spriggs up top, and then you got Carter Parsons, Braden Bolden leading Dorton. Dorton out of the mix. Guess what? No, they make it to the championship game. 1 possession away from cutting the nets down against a really good Belfry team. So you've got 4, 5, 6, 7 players there, and that Carr Creek, certainly, like we mentioned, Connor Napier and the big fella in the mix for that talk as well. But those 4 is really who separated themselves.
Yeah, I thought so too. And that's huge honors. Then you go Carter Parsons, team captain of the first team. This is the reigning. Back-to-back reigning players of the year.
Right.
Carter Parsons, just outstanding kid. He's a kid that's going to be ready to produce next year on the high school level right away. He had nice varsity production this year, but as a middle schooler, he come in and he dominated the competition at his position. And going on down the first team, Brady Johnson from Shelby Valley. You got Connor Napier, Carr Creek, Dylan Boyd, Dace, Bash Ryan, Pikeville, Michael Gibson, Carr Creek.
Good.
Loudon White, Madison, Devin Maynard, Lenore, Chase Varney, Belfry, Walker Russell, McGoffin County, and Will Rowe, Pikeville. That rounds out your first team, guys. And the reason, and this is behind the scenes stuff that we argue about, that we that we have to end up cutting down and deciding at the end of the day. The reason that we got 10 on the first team is because our coverage area is so large. And when you name one kid on this first team that should have been left off it. So that's why we got 10 on the first team, Coach. And if there's this year, our coverage area is just going to keep getting bigger. And if you make this list, period, you're a baller. So
you're a flat out baller. And again, nobody studies it, looks at it the way we do, analyzes it, gets the numbers in. I'm going to also mention somebody that could have very well been, had he played from day one. By the way, he didn't have a bad year, but I'm just saying he elevated his game come postseason play, and that's Mr. Chase Varney. My goodness. If that was the performance from game 1 to game 33, that kid's in contention for player of the year. That guy balled during the Pike County tournament, Darryl McCoy. What a performance he had. So shout out to him.
He would have definitely been in it. And as we're sitting here, the Saldine says Hagee is staying. He ain't going nowhere. I'm not letting him go. So Belfry fans should be excited about that.
That's big time.
Yeah, big time. See, glad to see Swaggy Sal tuning in as always. Big fan of Saldean's and Lesson Recruiters going into next year. Saldean may be the player of the year.
Like you talk about Braden Bolden, Saldean. Listen, I say it every time we interview, right? Look into my eyes, young fella. You are legit. And you said, Coach Keathley, I already know. You ain't got to tell me. But you better believe it. A lot like Braden Bolden, on the ball, off the ball. Is there anybody better?
No. Now, let's continue. Sorry, Swaggy.
Yeah, we get on that.
But let's jump over to the second team. Second team captain, Braxton Davis from Louisa. Braxton Davis against the great teams. Well, let me look at my notes here real quick so I can get this right, Coach. But he's a kid that come in, put up big numbers statistically. Let's see. Right here, he had numerous 20-point performances. Braxton himself had 23 points against Elkhorn City. He had 25 points against Russell, 20 points against Ashland and Boyd County both, and averaged 4.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.5 steals a game.
Pretty dang good.
Yeah, so well deserving of that second team captain spot. So congratulations, Braxton.
Yeah.
Going on down, Gabe Conley, Johnson Central, Shane Gibson, Carr Creek, Logan Meade, Dace, Carson Newsom, Kermit, Grant Jenkins, Dace, Isaiah Allen, Betsy Lane, Caden Varney, Belfry, Hunter Hilton, Belfry, Benji Atkins, Hearts, and Chase Priest, Martin County, rounds out the second team All-Mountain here on the D&D Sports Network.
Darryl McCoy, let me just bring up another Belfry Pirate. Hunter Hilton, they said, Coach Keathley, on the Belfry bandwagon, I've always been a big fan. Hunter Hilton was that X factor. As good as Chase Varney was, as good as Zaid was, Carter was, Aiden Burke played big. Hunter Hilton's motor and engine and RPMs in that county tournament was phenomenal. He was that X factor that helped them cut down nets. Hunter Hilton's very deserving of that second team honor.
Yeah, he's just a high motor player. Yeah. His ability to rebound and defend is really going to help Belfry in the coming years. Yeah, they're going to need him down low.
Right.
Coach, that wraps up the second team. Now the third team. Third team captain, Gavin Hamilton from Dorton. Gavin Hamilton leads a team that includes Kyle Justice from Pikeville, Chase Ambergy from Hindman, Reese Norman from Phelps, Peyton Owens from Mullins, Bryson Hagee from Williamson, Brenix Wallace from Birch, Nick Savage from Williamson, Ivan Miller from Logan, Keaton Brown from Betsy Lane, and Connor Rose from Dorton.
There's a lot of good third teamers on there that you say, wait a minute, could that flip and be second? Yeah, you better believe it. I'm going to start with a couple. I'm going to start with my guy first. And why is he my guy? Because he plays with Braxton, and that's Peyton Owens. Used to play at Belfry. He left Mullins' team midway through his 8th grade year, left the team, reclassified, and came back this year, the lone impactful 8th grader for Mullins. Peyton Owens, defensively, offensively, I'm telling you right now, he could have played for Pike Central and made an impact. 6 foot, athletic, long, very deserving. Peyton, congratulations. I'm glad your hard work paid off. A humble kid, and you were a great teammate. Reese Norman, Darryl McCoy. I have became a fan of Mr. Reese Norman. What a player he is, and is he going to help at the next level or what? I think he's a phenomenal player, and I think he's very deserving. And go name those first couple again, Darryl.
You had Kyle Justice from Pikeville, Chase Ambergy, Hyman, Peyton Owens, Reese Norman, Bryson Hagee, Williamson, Brenix Wallace, Birch, Nick Savage, Williamson, Ivan Miller, Logan, Keaton Brown, Betsy Lane, and Connor Rose Dorton.
There's a lot of people, a lot of players on Pikeville that I'm fans of. Listen, that entire 5 is going to be really good for years to come. I hope that Kyle Justice continues to work, because I'm telling you right now, as good as Will Rowe is skill-wise, as good as Hall is running the show, as good as Mikey Hager is at defending the basketball, and Bash Ryan just doing what he does down low, Kyle Justice has an opportunity to have the most upside in terms of, just in my view, of the different things he can do on the floor. We'll see. But, hey, keep working, big fella. I think he's a player.
I agree with you. Another kid I like there is I really like the Connor Rose kid at the big. He's I think he's got a really good back to the basket game. The Hagee kid and Savage from Williamson, both of them really good players. Like I said, that list right there, even the second team, we didn't really go back and talk the second team there. But you look at a kid like Logan Mead, you look at Shane Gibson, Gabe Conley. These are first team kids.
Yeah. Shane Gibson, I'm telling you right now, Shane Gibson from Car Creek, who Darryl became a huge fan of, Shane Gibson, if you've not seen him play, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, remember the name, because when he's at Knott County, he will be a superstar. Shane Gibson will. He's that good. Already dunking the basketball, by the way.
Leanne Keathley says Peyton Owens is a big-time player, so she's a big fan of his. That like I said, Coach, there's going to be a lot of these kids. Our coverage area is so big, you're going to have a lot of kids that's even honorable mention that may could even be second team. That's and wait till you see this honorable mention list and you tell me what kind of situation we was picking this team.
Yeah.
The jump over to the honorable mention, Bryson Eli from Lenore. Another one of them top 5 defenders. Jacob Bragg from Kermit. You got now I was talking about Eli as far as defenders. Michael Hagee from Williamson, Michael Hagee Jr., Donovan Valdalamar. This kid, tremendous upside from Williamson. You'll see him at Mingo Central. He's really good. Big-time multi-sport athlete. Ethan Lance, Dace. Yeah. Really good big man. Mm-hmm. Good rebounder. I really like what he brings to the table. He's kind of that unknown factor for Dace. You got all the stars. Ethan sometimes flies under the shadow, but Gavin Hamilton from Phelps.
Yeah, the other Gavin.
Yeah, another big-time player. Chase McNeely from Jenkins.
Yes.
Braden Meadows from Betsy Lane.
Yeah.
Evan Ball from Fort Gay. Dakota Blackburn from Fort Gay. Luke Featheroff from Louisa. Logan Barker from Birch. Caden Johnson from Shelby Valley. Mikey Hager from Pikeville. Bryson Hall from Pikeville. Aiden Burke from Belfry. Adam Baisden from Logan. Braden Strange from Dace. Braden Strange, sorry guys, it's got Dace, but Braden Strange and Wesley Watts, both from Hearts. And we'll correct that. Evan Witt from Pikeville. So, or from Chapmanville. You take and you look at that list, Coach. Evan Witt, Chapmanville, Wesley Watts, Braden Strange, both from Hearts, West Virginia. Adam Baisden, Aiden Burke, Bryson Hall, Mikey Hager, Caden Johnson, Logan Barker, Luke Featheroff, Dakota Blackburn, Evan Ball, Braden Meadows, Chase McNeely, Gavin Hamilton, Ethan Lance, Donovan Valdalamar, Michael Hagee, Jacob Bragg, and Bryson Eli rounds out the honorable mention.
And listen, I'm going to name 3 that, again, if it was confined to just the 15th region, would most certainly not be on the honorable mention. And they come back to the Pike County area. I got a chance to watch them a lot. And that's Caden Johnson for Shelby Valley. That, along with Wee Man, that other option outside of Brady Johnson, Caden Johnson is a player, folks. You're getting a really talented group moving up with Caden and Brady. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Mikey Hager for Pikeville. He is usually their defensive stopper. He did a tremendous job on Braxton Keathley when they played. I've watched him defend their opponent's best player. Just does what's asked of him. He is the personification of what Coach Elijah Justice is going to look for in a player, because if you can't defend for Coach Justice, guess what? You're not going to play. And then Bryson Hall, the son of legendary 15th region point guard Jeremy Hall. He got better and better as the year went along. From where he went to where he finished, that kid is bona fide, ladies and gentlemen. They've got an 8th grade group to go along with that 9th grade group. Guess what? Coach Elijah Justice has got talent for days moving up with those guys. And that honorable mention just shows you Mikey Hager and Bryson Hall. Unbelievable.
Both of them kids, you know, when I'm sitting here looking, I'll bring it up. By the way, the maestro sent us pictures. He's watching on the big screen, watching the grind session. He said best way to watch the grind session.
Right.
So thank you, Thomas, for tuning in. Enjoy your birthday, big fella. Lewis Ratliff, Will Rowe is learning from one of the best in Warts. Jeremy Chapman says, are you all going to be calling the Pikeville game Wednesday night? No. Our friends at Prep Spin will, though. They do a great job over there. William Warfield. Let Prep Spin be your go-to place for the Sweet 16 streaming. Coach, I want to bring this list up here real quick. You know, the two Pikeville boys are obviously two of the ones that I think could have been on third team, Hager and Hall. You know, then going on down this list right here, you know, I think when you look, Braden Meadows had a good year. Luke Featheroff had a good year. Caden Johnson had a good year. I definitely think Bryson Eli, Aiden Burke was a kid that come off the bench. You know, he come off the bench for Belfry and gave them as much production as any starter.
That's what I was going to say. And I'm just going to fill you in on just a little bit how this works, Agent. I do not select where these kids are. I don't. I do say, look, because I follow it so much, right? I talk and give my opinion based on what I see, but I don't. When I see this list, I got to see it earlier.
No, we get the input,
from other coaches. He's got input for a week. And then going back and forth, the maestro going back and forth, getting the stats in. So some of this, when I look at it, I see it for the first time. I got to see it earlier, but Aiden Burke. Ladies, we were talking about this before we went on there. Aiden Burke could be a superstar anywhere else.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
He would have went anywhere else and could have been their best player.
Yeah.
You know, he's that good. It's a thing. You know, the way that we pick it, as we said, you know, we get the coaches' input first. You know, we get the coaches, we get media members in their area. You know, and then we sit down at a table, and all of us pick ours, and then we sit and we're like, okay, now let's see where these kids rightfully belong. And whenever you take and you look at it, you know, it's just a situation where there's, you know, our area is so big that, you know, sometimes, you know, kids do fall, but that's why you even take and you look at these AAU programs like Team Vision last year. You know, they's like, you know, it didn't matter whether they was honorable mention or they was first team. You know, these kids are bona fide players, you know, that's on this list, and that's why our list is so valuable to not only the AAU programs, but the college coaches, all-star games, etc.
That's exactly. I want to in case you're just tuning in again. If this is important, if you tell your kids otherwise, then you're leading down the wrong path. I can promise you. Why? Because I'm using the example again at the beginning of the show. Vision Elite. What do? They reached out to myself. They reached out to Darryl. They reached out to Braxton because Braxton was part of. Who are these guys we need to go after? Well, guess what? They went after that all-mountain team of guys. 2026 class, why did they knock on your door? I promise you, I'm telling you why they did. Because they went after the D&D Sports Network top 10 players and also the all-mountain team. And so it matters. If you're on this from honorable mention to first team, you're getting looks from Vision Elite. You're getting looks from Team Manimal, which has now changed their name to Power Circle. You're getting looks from Made Hoops, where Jackson King just joined. You're getting looks at Kentucky, Kentucky. Yeah, on the girls' side.
Yeah.
So it's on down the line from Tennessee to Virginia. These AAU programs are tuning in, locking in, and calling Darryl. They do. I promise you. They get a hold of Darryl. They get a hold of me, and say, look, can this kid play?
Yeah, that's it's a big time. We appreciate all the coaches taking their time out to send us their input too. We keep all their info is confidential. You know, so any input they have is definitely confidential. And at the end of the day, you know, we know these kids as good as anybody and as a field. So we're going to do what we think is the best at the end of the day. But to say that the coaches and media members don't have power in this, you know, it would definitely be misrepresent them because we hold their word to a high standard.
Right.
Coach, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're running short on time, but we still got a ton to cover. So you guys want to take, get you a pop or something, you got 2 minutes. We'll be right back here on the grind session.
Accidents, illness, heart attacks, strokes. When an emergency strikes, count on Logan Regional Medical Center. We're here providing emergency care 24/7, including the higher levels of emergency heart care found in our accredited chest pain center, and our enhanced cleaning, mask requirements, and social distancing to help keep you safe. Emergency care at Logan Regional Medical Center. When minutes matter, count on us.
Come on down to 606 Hemp today. We got 2 locations, one in Paintsville and one in Fort Gay. Check out our full line of CBD oil and kratom items. Us here at 606 Hemp wants to wish everybody playing in postseason play good luck.
This is Bruce Walters from Bruce Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento, only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Don't just trust your county with anyone. Trust Willie Crace. One Floyd County, one community, one vision, moving forward together. Vote Willie Crace, Floyd County Judge Executive in 2022.
All right, Coach Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy, and you're watching the grind session live here from Glenn Martin Hammond's office in Coal Run. If you're looking for the judgment that you're looking for and the outcome you deserve, come to Glenn Martin Hammond's office. The Coach Keathley, we just talked to 8th grade All Mountain team. We'll post it later, guys, so you guys can go on there, do your analysis, all that. Hit that like and share button. Definitely let these kids know congratulations. That's a big honor. Real quick, we got some comments I want to read. We got Lewis Rattle says he actually met you before when you brought Jay to Pikeville with the Miners.
Okay, yeah.
We got Cody Little says Pikeville needs to come out and play their style of basketball Wednesday night, and they will have to score at least 70 points to win this game. They're capable of doing that. Said, let's see here. Leon Keathley says Will Rowe can hoop. He will be leveling up year after year. Said watched him since he was a young boy in elementary. Martin Davis says a lot of great talent in the mountains at the high school through junior high level. Congratulations to all these young men who earned their spot on this D&D Sports All Mountain team. Thanks D&D for all you guys do for student athletes. Todd Meadows says Vision 2026 last season was Carter Parsons, Will Rowe, Gabe Conley, Isaiah Allen, and Braden Meadows.
There you go.
So
no surprise, right?
No surprise at all. So big shout out there, Coach. Definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we're going to finish this show strong. Make sure you hit that like and share button, Coach. And as we go down here, let's talk a little bit here before we go to anything else and we pick Sweet 16, etc. Let's talk about college basketball and where it's at. Before we get to the tournament, we've seen the coaching carousel. It's really started churning. Right now, Quanzo Martin got fired at Missouri. He's out. Georgia fired Tom Crean and brought in Mike White.
Yeah.
That shocked me. Did you see that one coming?
Well, I can tell you right now, those things are in the works months prior to things like that happening, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't just done at the drop of a hat. So you better believe there was talks going on at least 30 days prior to that happening. That's not a deal you can get done. I can speak on experience just on associate head coaching job. Getting the contract done and letting your agent look at it, that takes a week or so. So you better believe that wasn't just, hey, let's get Mike White.
Yeah.
But is it surprising? Yeah, somewhat. I'm actually a little surprised by it.
Yeah, it shocked me. They, I didn't think Mike White, really had done enough to, while you're Mike White, why do you leave Florida for Georgia?
Well, I think Georgia is the hot. I'm going to tune you in on recruiting. All right, Georgia is now the hotbed for recruiting, ladies and gentlemen, in Georgia and outskirts in South Carolina. That is where the talent is. Georgia's not getting those guys. Well, Mike White believes he can, and he's told them he can. So if he can secure that Georgia crop of talent year in and year out, top players in the nation from Georgia to South Carolina, yeah, they can be pretty good. And Mike White believes he can get it done, Darryl McCoy. He has said, look, you give me the reins, I'm keeping the Georgia kids from going to UK, and I'm keeping them from going to Arkansas and Florida.
Yeah, it had to be a show me the money situation because either way, both schools are a football school.
Yeah.
In the SEC.
Right.
So, I don't know what the numbers was, but I got to think that the money was the difference.
Yeah, well, the money always talks.
Yeah, so then Tom Crean, I mean, does he land anywhere else?
I think because of the firm that he has behind him and the group that usually heads the hiring process, they really like Tom Crean, and they have a lot of say behind the scenes on who universities hire. I think Tom Crean, give him a year or so, he'll be back coaching because he's got too many powerful people supporting him in the coaching profession.
I think he gets a mid-major job.
He'll get another job
soon.
Bank it.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see him somewhere, at a UNC Asheville or somewhere like that level of job.
Right.
Quanzo Martin, no surprise there. I've been a big fan of Quanzo Martin.
He's done a good job.
They actually become a fan of him when Cameron Justice was getting recruited. Cameron, a lot of people don't realize Cameron initially committed to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Quanzo Martin ended up going to USC after that, and Cameron decommitted after that when Tennessee let go of him. So
think about this, Darryl. He went to 2 national tournaments in 5 years. At Missouri, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them situations where, like I said, it's no surprise after the year you had this year, but Quanzo Martin, he's still a big name, and I don't know. I mean, did he deserve it? We'll see, but he'll definitely be somewhere else.
Right.
He's too young in the tooth.
Yeah.
And then you go and you look. Well, let's go over to West Virginia. See what's going on. Bob Huggins. What he's got going on there. Does he deserve another year?
The man deserves another year. I mean, he's Hall of Famer. He's beloved. The fan base is, for the most part, behind him, Darryl McCoy. At least when you talk about, is it like it's not a Kentucky situation.
Let us know, West Virginia.
Yeah, it's not a Kentucky situation, though, where it's always a 50-50 divide or a 40-60 divide, 30-70 fracture. I would bet if they say, could we keep Huggins or do we go after maybe an unknown? I think most fans said, let's bring Huggins back for another year.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, West Virginia offered him a lifetime contract.
That's what I've seen. That's what I was going to go to.
I'm pretty sure that they offered to him a few years ago. So I think that
he's pretty.
I think he's there until he wants to go. But I do know that the temperature of the West Virginia fan base right now is definitely going the opposite direction.
It's changed a lot, and don't make no mistake about it. Wins, losses matter, but don't you know that they're looking over at the University of Kentucky saying, Oscar Sheboy, what's he doing? So I don't think that those little things add up as a basketball fan.
Well, them comments definitely, anybody that supported, you see, that's the thing. Even if he wasn't doing good in West Virginia, he had the national respect, the nation's respect as a coach because he's a fan favorite.
Right.
But them comments about Oscar in the earlier of the year, I think bit him in the butt a little bit, and I think it definitely changed a lot of people's perception on Huggins.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of those moments where it didn't benefit Coach Huggins to say that.
Yeah.
Probably should have maybe just not said much at all in regards to that.
Now let's go over to one of our favorite schools, one of our favorite local schools, the Marshall Thundering Herd. Marshall, as I seen, I picked up a couple of their games this year. They got 4 Mountain kids on the team. Mark Klein, also got Mark Klein, Williamson legend, as their head recruiter in the area. Dan Toney is. What do you think? I mean, is he out this year? Does he deserve another year? Or what, Coach?
Well, I think he's back. I think the recruiting's already in full swing. I think what they're doing, it's already intact. And I don't think if they were going to make a move, honestly, I think it would have been imminently. I think he's back, Darryl McCoy, at least for next year. I mean, you just can't up and change. Recruiting's so touch and go. You know how that is. Yeah. You have to be dialed in. You have to be in the trenches. And if you remove a coach and there's roots with those young kids, it can be devastating for your program.
Yeah, they. I think WVU. I don't know who where you go if you don't got Huggins. Because there's not a lot out there right now. Honestly, one of the hottest names is Patino. Can you pull Patino away from Iona?
There's a lot of teams hoping.
Yeah, so he's definitely one. I wouldn't mind seeing Patino go down to Florida.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a Florida guy.
Well, older people retire in Florida, tax free. Coach Patino, most New Yorkers, they go down south. Yeah, it will make a lot of sense.
Now, WVU, a name that, automatically, I'm like, okay, if Huggins leaves, who would fit there? You want to know the first name that popped in my mind? Frank Martin.
That's not bad. That's Darryl McCoy. That's what that
would
works.
Would he not be a WVU?
That works, and he just got the axe today, right?
Yeah. So I think he would be a good fit up there in Morgantown. South Carolina, that's a job that they've shown the ability that they can put a winning program together, and they got enough around there to bring recruits in. So, that's a job that, definitely going to be high on some people's list.
I'm going to name 2 coaches that these teams need to look at. 2 friends of mine, one from this area, Richie Riley, South Alabama. What he's done the last 3 years, won 17 games. They just got invited to the 3rd tier tournament. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there's 5 college postseason tournaments. They got invited to the College Basketball Classic. Congratulations, Richie Riley. 17-18 wins this year. Has won no less than 18 games at South Alabama. He is as hot young coach as there is, and guess what? He knows how to recruit and grind. Big-time programs, hey, it don't hurt to bring Richie Riley. Another guy I'm going to name, Robert Jones from Norfolk State. All that guy does is win, win, win. Guess who's in the national tournament again? Coach Jones, you are going back again. And if you remember, they were a 15 seed a few years ago, and they knocked off the number 2 seed. I believe it was Virginia. Coach Jones can coach his rear end off. Coach Jones, Richie Riley, look at those 2.
The Cody Little said would love to see Frank Martin go to Florida. I don't know if Frank Martin, if he's a Florida type guy though. His attitude seems a little.
The WVU fits.
Yeah, they. But I tell you, a guy that I would like to see, move up in the coaching ranks, and I think if he has more successful years like he is, that he's going to be up there sooner than later is Betsy Lane boy Preston Spradlin.
He is hot. He had another good year.
Yeah.
OVC finalist, had one of the longest home winning streaks in the nation. You better believe. And I talked to Preston a couple of months ago, and his contract, I'm not saying anything that most people don't know, but a lot may not know this. Surprisingly, Coach Spradlin's contract is only year to year. He doesn't have a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, he can talk. It isn't like, well, I got to think about it. No, his contract's renewed at the end of each year. So, yeah, he's as hot a young coach as there is.
Yeah. I think that he's a guy you're going to see up there sooner than later up there he's going to get a nice job sooner than later. Coach, also, I want to get your thoughts on what the NCAA tournament committee in the NCAA period, not just the committee, but the NCAA period, done to Bellarmine.
Well, it's that transition period. They knew that. You have that couple of year process where you transition. They already knew that. Players knew that there was recruited. Coach Davenport knew that. I will say, though, that they thought that they would get accepted to the NIT, which is surprising that they didn't. I feel like they earned that. They deserve that. But I don't think the players are upset, and I don't think Coach Davenport is. They knew that going in, that they've got to wait to be official charter members of the Division I. So they're not upset. By the way, I used to coach at Bellarmine. I was an assistant coach. So congratulations to Bellarmine. Great place.
I think it needs done. I kind of like the post they put out. They've kind of, they've made light of it. Yeah. They put the night sitting back with some pizza and a remote and the NCAA tournament filling out the bracket. And so like that post by the Bellarmine Knights. The coach, jumping down to one guy that, should have got an axe a long time ago. How he stayed, I don't know. But why was the timing right now for Will Wade to get the axe at LSU?
Listen, you said it. They've known for 4 years. They had the wiretaps. They heard him saying, look, whatever it takes, let's bring them in.
To quote his quote, he had a strong ass offer.
Yeah, there you go. Like, there were no bones about it. What they were afraid of, and kind of like, again, another guy I have a ton of respect for, Coach Billy Gillespie, the show calls. How do we release him? How do we let him go, relieve him of his duties without owing him any money? That's the big one. Without having to buy out $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 million, they don't have to do it now, folks. They got show calls. The NCAA presented the findings officially. Guess what? LSU owes him no money, so that's why they did it and waited. They didn't want to pay that $6 million to him.
No, absolutely not. And Cody Little says Will Wade to Louisville. They both like to cheat.
Oh, man.
So Ernie Moore says Preston's a great coach. Coach Keathley, Patino. I liked Drew Franklin's comments about Patino. Said he'd fit in good at Louisville with all the extracurricular activities they are to do in Atlanta at Georgia. Said Patino would be a fit for
There's a lot. Georgia. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot going on in Atlanta. The ATL.
Yeah. So they definitely some interesting. It's going to be interesting. A lot of jobs opening. You like to see some of these local coaches. I think that a lot of people. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to pick, or we're not going to pick. We're going to talk the NCAA tournament bracket. Then we'll pick our Sweet 16, and then we'll try to get out of here, Coach. But as we're sitting here right now, you're talking the NCAA tournament. When you first seen it, I'll try to pop it up here. But when you first seen it, what was your thoughts on Kentucky's draw?
Well, I'm in the gym. I'm trying to get, if Braxton Keathley, I can't get him out of the gym. One time of the year, I really enjoy Selection Sunday. I get the news. Kentucky's a 2 seed. Get home, I rewatch different shows. I like Kentucky's bracket. Number 2 seed, St. Peter's. Baylor, number 1. They've got a path, because if you go look at the defensive efficiency of every team they play, Purdue 100th in defensive efficiency. You got Murray State. Hey, I'm a former Murray State guy. By the way, I'm an alum. They're an OVC team. Anybody can knock anybody off at this time. I like Kentucky's bracket, Darryl McCoy.
What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take and have the maestro, Coach Keathley, Dave, myself. We're going to all fill out our brackets, and then we're going to take and go along and see. We'll have the other D&D sports commentators. We'll have Cassadorf, Nate Seegers, Johnny Fields. Yeah. We'll have all theirs come up and see who does the best during this tournament. But I loved our draw.
Yeah, I agree.
There's not another bracket I would have loved to be in more than this.
Right.
And I like where we're at the 2 seed.
Yes.
The bottom half of this bracket looks a lot weaker than the top half.
Yeah, I agree.
Top half, you got Baylor, Carolina, Marquette, St. Mary's, who beat Gonzaga. You got Indiana, possibly UCLA. So I definitely like the prospects of having to face Texas, Virginia Tech, Purdue, Yale, Murray State, San Francisco. It's a no-brainer. You got in the right bracket, you got in the right side of the bracket.
The one team that scares me because of how they score the ball, and Kentucky has a tendency to not guard the three-wheel at times. Oh yeah, over in Blacksburg, Virginia, Virginia Tech. Watch out. That's a team that could get hot and go deep.
Yeah, you may see a former Mountain Star there at Virginia Tech next year. Just a little word. You never know. You could see Austin Ball.
Oh wow!
As a Virginia Tech Hokie coming up. Coach, jumping up, Gonzaga got a 1 seed in theirs. Coming out of that bracket, obviously you got Alabama in it. You got Memphis, Arkansas, Michigan State, Duke. I mean, you got the 1 seed there, and think of that bracket. That's the one I wanted to avoid.
Yeah. Listen, the fact that Arkansas is so deep in that bracket, and they're a team that could get out of there with it. But I'm going to, again, what about this? What about the opportunity? Because I don't remember in my following of Kentucky that Gonzaga and Kentucky's ever played. There's an opportunity that they'll meet in the Final Four. Do you know the time that Gonzaga and Kentucky's played?
I don't know.
Right.
That's honestly
could be one of the very first matchups. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know we got that 6 degrees separation with Kyle Wilshire. Going to Gonzaga, but whether we've played or not, I don't know. Big Ten, I think, got some major respect getting 8 teams in, which I think was a joke. You got and Texas A&M getting out.
Oh, don't get me started, Darryl McCoy.
So you got that. One thing that was really sad, I think, is Michigan getting in.
Come on.
I mean, in that bracket, you got Arizona. Looks like Houston, Illinois, Michigan,
Darryl McCoy,
Tennessee.
Houston doesn't have one, and I hate this word quad. Houston doesn't have one quad one win, but they got in over Texas A&M. Come on.
Yeah, that's
what. It makes no sense. Well, anyway,
they. I don't know, but looking at Coach, what's your Final Four?
Well, I'd have to. I have to look because I'm planning on doing that tonight, filling it out. But I've got Kentucky, one side of it, you better believe it, and Gonzaga side of it's really tough, Darryl McCoy. But if you're looking at just every part and every piece, Gonzaga would look to be the favorite. I'll have to go deep diving in the analytics, and I'll get back to you on that Final Four here really soon.
Yeah, they. I'm trying to find here, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can let us know. I know this thing. There's a thing out there called Google. I don't know how to work it real well, but let us know if Kentucky's ever played Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Coach, I actually, I like Gonzaga coming out of that. I think Duke. It tickled me to death that Carolina beat them. And then it tickled me that Virginia Tech beat them. Mm-hmm. And I would love more than anything for Duke to come out of that side of the bracket because I want Kentucky to be the last thing Coach K sees. So I'd like to see that work out well. Auburn in that Kansas bracket. You got Auburn, Kansas, Iowa. Texas A&M as a play-in game.
No, Texas A&M's not in.
Or it's got Texas A&M right there. I didn't think they made it either. So I don't know why they got that on there because I thought that same thing. Maybe whoever done these brackets but try to see who that play-in game was.
Yeah.
But I just in that bracket there, honestly, Kansas I think's the strongest team in it. I know a lot of people likes to get on that Iowa bandwagon.
Yeah, there's a lot on there.
Yeah, I don't see.
It's filling up.
I'm not a big fan of them. I'm going out of that bracket, either Auburn or Kansas. Top half of that side. Arizona, they never pan out to be what they are. They always fold. They never win that big game.
Yeah.
Since '97, it's kind of Lou Dawson ain't walking through that door.
That's
and,
right.
Then you got. I like Tennessee out of that side.
They're really good. Maybe the best defensive team I've seen all year.
You got Tennessee, Villanova on that side, then Kentucky and Duke. So I'm going to take Kentucky. As much as I want to see Duke, I'm going to take Gonzaga. Kentucky, Gonzaga, Tennessee, and then in that bottom half, I guess, who do I say out of that? Is Auburn.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that'd probably be just right off the top. We'll see when we fill them.
And that's
out.
3 SEC teams.
Yeah, because I've not went through the matchups
Right.
to
Yeah,
really see.
that's
who
what I got to do.
But yeah, we'll see. That kind of pans that out. But let's go to the one that matters. Let's go to the only bracket that matters coming up this coming week, Coach, and that's the Sweet 16 here in Kentucky.
Big one.
Yeah, so throwing it up here, looks like in the first round. My eyes are a little weak as in my older years here. So, Coach, let me bring the bracket up here. We got first game starting Wednesday at 11 a.m. to kick off the Sweet 16. Jeffersontown versus Lincoln County.
We're gonna go with Jeffersontown, and just what little I know about them, I believe, and I know a lot of people like Lincoln County. I think Jeffersontown has more talent, top to bottom, and I don't know enough to be an expert on it, folks. This is just the guess, my best guesstimate.
Well, you want me to give you a little lowdown?
Go ahead.
All right, Jeffersontown. Last time, let me find them here. Jeffersontown, last time they was in the tournament was 2006. Or no, 2008 was their last appearance. The last title was in 2006. All right, RPI, they had a 624 RPI. It's their 5th tournament appearance. Lincoln County comes in with a 24-7. By the way, Jeffersontown is 19-8. Lincoln County comes in with a 24-7 record, 639 RPI. 2019 was their last appearance. They've never won a title.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of people's on that Lincoln County. They believe Lincoln County's going to advance. I've seen a lot of people predict that.
I'm going to go Lincoln County.
There we go, Darryl McCoy.
So me and Coach definitely, we disagree in that first round game here. Let me bring it back up here. The bracket, Coach. There it is. Second round game, Muhlenberg County versus North Odom. That'll be at 1 p.m. on 1 p.m. on Wednesday. It's the second game of the tournament.
All right, again, this is me knowing less than I did about the previous game, but I'm going to go based on what I remember about North Oldham and the program that they were.
Before you pick it, I want to give you the lowdown.
Go ahead.
Muhlenberg County is 14-11. All right, this is their 3rd tournament appearance. Their last appearance was last year in 2021. Now, who do I have? North Odom, is that who they're playing?
Mm-hmm.
The North Odom is 15-11. This is their first tournament appearance, and they have a 578 RPI, which is ranked 65th.
Going to go with North Oldham on that.
Going North Odom?
Yeah.
All right. I hate to go against Muhlenberg County, but I'm going to go North Odom too. So, Perry Central versus GRC, George Rogers Clark. Who you got?
Well, I'll tell you what, Perry Central defends, but guess what? And no, it's not going to be enough. Go ahead.
Let me give you
the
lowdown.
record. Go ahead.
24-4.
Yeah.
Perry Central. They come in, looks like 9th tournament appearance all time.
Yeah.
2019 was their last appearance. Okay, GRC comes in with a 28-1 record. They have a 693 RPI, second ranked in the state.
Yeah.
This is their 27th tournament appearance. Their last appearance, 2021. Their last title was in 1951.
Wow. I was going quick with this one, Darryl McCoy. GRC, and I hope there's a big time upset, but GRC moving on.
Okay, you got GRC. Okay. I think I'm going to agree with you on that one, Coach. No disagreement there. North Laurel versus Pikeville to close out the Wednesday afternoon session.
Here you go, Pikeville fans, right? Versatility, bench. You're ready for the moment. You're renewed energy. You're going to give me the stuff, Darryl McCoy?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the rundown. Here we go. Okay. North Laurel comes into this game 23-5 with a 690 RPI. That's ranked third in the state, Coach.
Really good.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
They coming in. This is their second tournament appearance. Their last one was 2012. They've never won a state title. Pikeville comes into this tournament with a 26-2 record.
Right.
716 RPI. Guess what? Ranked number 1 in RPI. So you got 716. They 16th tournament appearance. 2018 was their last. They've never won a state title. Who you got?
Listen, I'm on a roll here. Size, versatility, scores, Darryl McCoy. You're ready for the moment. Elijah Justice isn't scared of the big lights. Neither is Riley Salmons. I got the Pikeville Panthers getting by North Laurel. Darryl McCoy.
big, Coach.
That's big.
Listen, North Laurel, myself. Listen, Reed Shepherd, Coach Valentine. I mean, Clay Sizemore.
You better believe
come in, knock down them threes.
You better believe it. They'll be ready.
And you got the Ryan Davidson kid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, another D1 prospect.
Yes.
But go over to Pikeville. Elijah Justice, the blonde bomber, the baby-faced assassin, Riley Salmons.
Yeah, D1.
Guess what? Pikeville has their own D1 prospect in Riley Salmons.
Right.
Big time.
Yes.
Big time player.
Yes.
Nick Robinson, double machine. Pike commit, joining Ty Compton and crew. Tate Waters, rocking the rim at the region tournament.
You better believe it.
I think Pikeville's the better team.
There we go.
I think Pikeville beats North Laurel.
Yes.
So how about that, Coach?
Yes, we got it.
We have one disagreement in the top half there. Now let's jump down to the bottom half. Lyon County versus John Hardin.
Ooh.
Now, can I give you the rundown?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. John Hardin comes into this game 20-9, 587 winning percentage, 587. That's 59th in the state. This is their 6th tournament appearance. Their last tournament appearance was in 2019. Lyon County coming in with a kid that may break King Kelly's record someday.
Yeah.
Mr. Travis Perry. They're coming in 23-6, 622 winning percentage. That's 38th in the state. This is their second tournament appearance all time. Last appearance in 1951.
Yeah.
Guess what? 1951. You know what else happened in 1951? Let me find it here. George Rogers Clark won their first state title ever in 1951. Right. So a little 6 degrees of separation. Who you got? John Hardin, Lyon County.
It's hard to bet against John Hardin because, again, I've known that program for a long time recruiting, but I'm going to go with Lyon County and what they do and how they can put points on the board. I'm going to go with Lyon County.
I'm going with Travis Perry and Lyon County.
Yeah.
I think this is one of them years where Travis Perry, if you've watched Travis Perry play, I'm telling you, there is not a better. I've never seen a better scorer than this kid.
You can fill it up.
He's a kid that it don't matter if there's 3 people in his face. He's going to knock it down. He will pull it from anywhere.
Right.
And here's a little tidbit. This summer, when I watched them, Travis Perry outplayed Reed Shepherd in the first half. I mean, he outplayed him 10-1.
Yeah, he did.
And then second half, Clay Sizemore. This kid don't even look like a ball player. He looks like they pulled him out of the fan section to come in and play some basketball. But he locked. I've never seen anybody do Travis Perry like that.
Right.
But he ended up he face guarded him and held him to like 2 points in the second half. And Reed Shepherd obviously had a great second half. So, that's a little input on the Lyon County game. Now, here's a very intriguing game here for us, Coach. Covington Catholic will play Ashland. All right, Covington Catholic comes in this game 23-4 on the year, a 682 RPI. They've got 12 tournament appearances. 2019 was their last one. They got 2 state titles. Their last state title was in 2018. Okay, Ashland coming in this game is 21-5. They got a 658 RPI, which is ranked 12th in the state. This is their 35th tournament appearance. More tournament appearances than anybody in the field. 2021 was their last appearance. They got 4 state titles. And I can't see this, Coach. I'll try to dig it while you're talking, but I think 1961 or 81 was their last one. So I'll dig it up while you're talking. Who you got?
And listen, prevailing wisdom I hear in the circles, they say Cov Catholic. What about Cov Catholic? They're going to advance. Not so fast with the mad scientist, the behind the scenes guru, Jason, Coach Mays.
1961.
Yeah, you better believe it. Coach Mays going to have his team primed and ready offensively for that Rupp Arena showdown. Ashland's going to advance, in my view.
Listen, this is one a lot of people think the winner of this one could go on and win that side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I've never seen a team move the ball like Ashland. They shoot the ball so well from 3. I think they was robbed. COVID robbed them from an undefeated season and a state title.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that Coach Mays moves on to the second round with a big
we
win
go.
over Cov
Yes,
Cath.
sir.
The jumping down to the next one, you got Henry Clay versus Murray. So Henry Clay versus Murray. Murray run down 25-6 on the year, 636 winning percentage or RPI. I mean, 24th in the state. This is their 5th tournament appearance. Their last appearance was 2015, and they have 0 state titles. Now Henry Clay, 6A Henry Clay, as we call him here in Eastern Kentucky. 6A Henry Clay comes in with a 23-7 record. They got a 613 RPI, which is 44th in the state. This is their 27th tournament appearance. Their last tournament appearance was 2005. They got 6 state titles. 1983, they got more state titles than anybody else. 1983 was their last. Who you got?
Again,
Henry Clay or Murray?
Knowing very little, but going to go on just what I know a little bit about that culture in both. When it's all said and done, I'm going to go with Murray. I'm going to push Murray there, Darryl McCoy.
You got Murray.
I do. I may need to change that, but Murray.
Okay, they're coming in 25-6. I'm gonna go with you.
There we go, Darryl McCoy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Give me Murray in that one too. Let's see what they're out of the first region,
Tough
District
region.
4. So
Tough.
Jumping down, Coach, to the final one in the first round will be Warren Central versus Male.
Ooh.
Louisville Male versus Warren Central.
Go ahead, Darryl. I know a lot about
game,
these.
Coach.
Yeah.
Big time game here. You got Warren Central coming in 21-3. They're representing the 4th region. They 675 RPI, 16th tournament appearance. 2019 was their last. They got 1 state title, and that came in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's drop down to Male. 7-20. They're out of the 7th region. They 26th district, 23-5 on the year, 671 RPI, ranked 7th in the state. 21st tournament appearance. 2012 was their last one. The 4 state titles. 1975 would be the last time that they won.
Male or Warren Central.
Yep.
I know a lot about these programs. I've recruited from these programs. I got a lot of respect for both Warren Central people. Don't get mad at me. I know we got a lot of guys there that tune into this show. Listen, I just think Mel's It's tough to say. I think Mel's the better team, though. I think Mel's going to advance there more. And by the way, I think these are two of the best teams squaring off in the first round. I really do. I think they're.
I think I do. I think that one and the Ashland are two of the best first round matchups. I think this game, I think Mel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Mel comes out on top. Wouldn't surprise me if Warren Central, but
not at all.
Going with Mel.
Yeah.
So real quick, we'll go with the ones that you picked here. We only have one disagreement, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and that was this game right here. Yeah. So Lincoln County versus North Odom.
Lincoln County.
Okay, you're going with Lincoln County. All right, then that's going to put GRC and Pikeville.
Oh, I'm going to still go with Pikeville. I'm going to ride that Elijah Justice. That's tough though. GRC is good, but I'm going to keep it with Pikeville.
I'm going to go with Pikeville too.
Yeah.
I'm going on Lyon County versus Ashland.
Got Ashland. I think there's just too much on that side. You got once you get there, I just think Ashland's the better team in that situation.
That's tough, man.
It is.
Travis Perry. If there's one team that reminds you of Ashland, it's the way they move the basketball. They don't have as many pieces as what Ashland does. This Lyon County team, the way that they can score and really put points up. I'm gonna go with Ashland too in that one. Okay, so next up we got looks like in the bottom half, coach, we got Murray versus Mel.
Got Mel knocking off Murray.
I got Mel in a wax in there.
Yeah.
Then that's going to leave us on the bottom half with Ashland versus Mel.
Got Mel, and I love you, Coach Mays, but Mel's going to get it done.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it's going to go there. Top half of the bracket. That's going to leave us. It looks like with who we pick? Was it North Odom or Lincoln County? Lincoln, I think that's who you picked.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln County or in Pikeville?
I've got Pikeville. Pikeville now, they've got the advantage over Lincoln County. They're advancing past Lincoln.
Okay, that's a championship game on Saturday. You also get semifinals and the finals.
Yeah, all on the same day.
Yeah, on the same day. So, as you're sitting here right now, Pikeville versus Mel in the championship. Who do you got?
I think, listen, Pikeville had a great run. Listen, Pikeville fans, we love you. I think Mel's going to cut the nets down in that situation.
I agree.
We love
we have one disagreement in the whole tournament.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it would surprise me if Pikeville knocks off Mel. Listen, they're that good. And I hope they do.
Yeah.
I'm cheering you on. But I just think Mel is really, really good. But, again, there's 3 or 4 teams in this thing that could win at Darryl McCoy. A lot like the 15th region tournament. Legitimately, 3, maybe 6 that could flat out cut the nets down.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Spriggs says, congratulations, Jackson Keene. Julian Eplin says, congratulations. Said, congrats to all the players. So much talent in the mountains. It's good. Both of them right there, very deserving of Player of the Year in case you guys missed it. Ernie Moore said Bruce Pearl will choke. Preston is a great coach, Ernie Moore also says. So, listen, Coach, as we're sitting here rounding out this, we see all these great things going on. We've seen, what's going on. By the way, is UPike girls,
They got knocked out.
Did they get knocked out?
Big time comeback. Couldn't hold on. Congratulations, Clifton Williams.
Yeah, another great season for Coach Williams. You see all these great things happen. You see Alice Lloyd doing what they're doing. You see UPike doing what they're doing. Ty Compton really focusing on the mountains here. I think he's got great things ahead of him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Going on down CU Harrodsburg, what they're doing. Listen, like I said, you've seen Alice Lloyd win a national title with Mountain Players on the girls' side. You've seen CU Harrodsburg do it with Mountain Talent on the boys' side. Mm-hmm. Let's see. If I'm reading the tea leaves, that should tell us that Marshall's got a national title coming soon.
You think so, right? It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of great things going on right now in basketball, Coach. We still got about 4 or 5 weeks of the grind session here. We're going to go all the way up to the week past the All-Star game. bring you guys all that. We still listen. We didn't even touch the NBA,
right?
And what's going on there. Coach. Well, we ain't got time now for it, but we'll talk next week a little bit about LeBron and Bronny's chances of playing together someday. But, guys, great show. Want to take and thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, we'll get the All Mountain teams posted. And next week, 7th graders, tune in right here on the D&D Sports Network. See where you landed on the D&D Sports All Mountain team. Let us know where we got it right, where we went wrong. Be easy on us. But we guarantee that we will also be pushing these lists out to coaches, travel coaches. They usually ask our input, and we try to send these lists out. So we'll try our best to get your kids on the biggest platform we can. This week, go to Charleston, support the Logan Wildcats, the Man Hillbillies. If you don't go to Charleston, go to Lexington. Support Ashland, Perry Central, and Pikeville. Bring back some of that hardware back to the Cofields, Coach.
Hey, bring it back. And Darryl McCoy, let me know if my form is as good as Heath Gerald's for Pikeville.
Hey, and let me know also, the Coach, we need some competition.
Yeah.
Again, in case you guys missed the first part of the show, Coach Keathley let everybody know for the second consecutive year, we won the 15th region tournament ratings. So it's you guys at home that keeps us on top in the ratings. So we definitely appreciate you guys. But Coach Keathley, happy birthday, Maestro Thomas Rainey.
Happy birthday.
By the way, if you're going to Lexington, make sure you fill up here first because gas is a little higher.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little higher once you get down that way. So make sure you fill up here. And till next time, so long and good night. Kevin Keathley, Darryl McCoy signing off.
Watch this. Heath Gerald, is it good? Elijah Justice, right there. Yes, it's on.
Nothing but net. That's Steve Kerr, Coach.